All right, here we go.
Yeah, give it a pops here. You ready?
Shit, hold on, let me get it. Ready? One,
One,
two, three.
Oh, yeah.
Shaboy.
Sheboygan.
Oh.
Those are usually hit or miss.
That was a good one. The water cans they either are going to go full send or
they're not gonna do
anything at all. They're just going to go, fuck. Yeah.
Well, that was terrible.
That's why we have beer on deck. No, it's not why, but
It's good for you.
it is.
It
A couple of them. We'll find out.
Well, my uncle always said it was good for me.
If I fall out right here, just gather me
I'm
up.
pretty good at CPR. I might just kiss you the whole time.
Well, you're not supposed to French him?
Look, I licked his whole face. Why didn't he come back to life?
The dog was there. He was licking his face.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of licking going on in here. Kurt had to close the curtains.
Oh, man. Well, you know how I've been, so how you been?
I'm doing all right.
Better than me?
Yeah, well, We're going to get better, though, right?
Already working on it.
Yeah, that's right. I like it.
Already working on it.
Set this down just a little bit.
You can do whatever you want. Yep.
I'm short, so.
These are weird because, like, you have to, like, go up and then come down with them. They're not spring-loaded. They're tension.
Dude,
So it's a little different.
I like these. So when I used to be in radio, we had those big movers.
Y'all
and
had
you
the
could hear them.
cool ones. Oh, you had, like, the old school
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, like those. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, those. Well, you remember the old pod?
Yeah, I
They
do.
were 8 of them.
Yeah, it was awesome. It looked like a spider.
I mean, it
Which one are
was.
we going to talk into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whichever one you want. I've got them all on, so it doesn't really matter because I'm a fucking idiot. And I don't know what
We're
I'm
going to
doing
capture
yet.
the room.
Yeah.
Like room
Also,
mics.
I'm gonna get blackout drunk and forget everything.
Oh, dude. Okay, so first off, let's start with that. Last time I was on
Do
here.
you know how I woke up? Did I ever tell you that?
No,
Okay.
I have a picture.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I have
yeah.
saved
I have the
of-
photo too.
Yeah,
It's very funny.
it is.
I woke up on the ridge of my couch with my cat. Like we were like the top ridge of your couch, you know, where
Yes.
like the cat goes. That's where I was too.
I need to see pictures of that. I thought my pictures were funny.
Well, it was when my wife got home, which was like
6 hours later.
something like that. It was crazy amount of time later.
Well, yeah, we cannot get like that again.
No.
So when Kurt and I were talking about this, I was like, okay, first off, we can't do what happened last time, because I was like, we just talked about the same thing over and over
while I was vaping.
Yeah,
I listened to it. I was like, I am.
full on.
The last thing I remember is you going, yeah, come on. And we poured the last drink. It was the last one. That's it. I've never had another memory, not another inkling of what happened after that. I've heard it. Don't remember none of it.
I remember about the first hour and a half.
So it's the most blacked out drunk I've ever been in my life.
Really?
It's
I'm really sorry about
the next
that.
one. The next one is pretty close to that. I was with a friend, and that friend, I guess, left me out in public.
What a friend!
Like on a sidewalk. Another friend shows up and goes, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I don't know how I got here.
The next thing I remember, I woke up. We were at someone's house, like in the middle of the night, grouting their bathtub.
You're
Real crackhead behavior.
Yeah, I was. Sounds like some people in my old neighborhood I used to live in.
yeah.
Anyway,
And then what I currently do,
you need some work done?
well,
Let me get blacked out.
they've been tearing down. So the house beside me is a burned up meth house.
right.
Been gone for years, and I love that. I want it to be a burned up meth house because that means I don't have neighbors.
I get that.
Cha-ching. On a dead-end neighborhood, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Well, they've been showing up here lately and just burning, like taking the house off the house and burning it. Just in place. No, there's no water to the property. They don't have fire hose. They don't have hoses.
There's
They don't
probably
have
gas
shit.
still hooked up. It's gonna blow up.
I hope so, dude.
I'd be done
I
with
fucking hope so. Just blow their self up and call it a day.
it. Be done. Yeah, but back we can't go that route
we
again.
can't do it.
Yeah, but that is typical Drew and Jeff behavior.
I have only had 2-3 shots of anything from a bottle since, and it's with Sean Hood only because he demands it.
Well, it's Sean. What are you gonna do?
I was like, well, you're the one person I will do this
Yeah.
with. Everyone else is like, do you want this? And even the whiff, it's just like,
Oh,
I don't even.
yeah, I've really dialed the drinking back a lot. But that day I was like, oh, I haven't seen Kurt in a while. We're going to hang out. And then it's Drew, and me and Drew just feed off each other.
Well, all 3 of us hadn't been in a room together in probably
time.
years at that point.
Well, not at a point where we could like sit and hang out.
Right.
Like, it's been, it's more.
well,
like
it's like, hey, how
Yeah.
you doing? Cool,
Yeah.
good, see you, bye.
Yeah, quick 3-minute talk, and then we kind of go our ways. But
Yeah.
it was the first time we'd been in a room together like that in a long time.
Long time.
We made the best of it.
We did, and it's out there if you want to listen to it. It's still up.
I don't. You might take a couple days. I mean, really, if you listen to the
It's
first
4
hour and a half,
hours,
you've
dude.
heard the rest of it.
We just say the same shit.
I remember when you put it out, I was like, "Why did he do this?" We could
you know,
edit it
because
out.
I wanted to stick to my guns and say no edits.
Right.
It is what it is. This is what a podcast is. It's just
Yep.
two people shooting the shit, or as you say, the poop.
Yeah.
Shooting the poop.
Shoot the
and
Duke.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've only had to edit like 3 pods ever.
Yeah.
And it was because they really like let some sort of secret slip or something.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, well, we'll do that.
Great.
I don't want anybody to get in trouble.
Right. Well, I'm sure I probably got in trouble somewhere. I'm in trouble.
Thankfully, my wife is awesome. She was like, what happened?
Oh no, Amy was like, "Did you have fun? Because you said you were going to be gone like 2 hours." And I was like, "Yeah, we had too much fun."
I
Anyway.
could have used a bath.
I could have used a lot of
Coulda
things.
used a
I could
bath
have used
or
some
something.
hydration.
Uh-huh. Less floor sleep.
Floor sleep. That's always comfortable when you wake up.
Sometimes I do that. Have you not reached the age where you'll sleep on the floor for your back?
No.
No, well, my spine is so jacked.
Oh, mine is too. I have to go to therapy for it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And you still tossing people around?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It doesn't get easier the older you
No,
get.
I
in
don't
case you're
think so.
wondering. Yeah. So you have that to look forward to, Kurt. By the way, there you go.
Oh, mine already is fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent, excellent.
You see how he's all hunched? Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah,
Kurt's
it
just
looks like a
slowly-
boxer from 1865.
Kurt's just slowly turning into a circle. Just his head just moving forward. Kurt, you gotta fix your spine. It's too late.
It's too late, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm feeling more energized than I have been in days. Thank you.
Yeah, glad to be here, man.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here too.
Thanks for having me back on.
Anytime. Literally anytime. I know it takes a lot. Years need to pile up stories and all that.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, we were talking about Furnace Fest. We can talk about Furnace Fest.
Let's do it.
Hey, wait. Are you
What?
ever going to do music again?
Oh, yeah.
Or is that
I guess we
dead?
can start there. No, it's not. So, I don't know. Like, Kurt knows, and we're kind of doing the merch thing in our spare time.
Yeah.
Both of us. So I've kind of transitioned.
Which is kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
Very fun.
You can be on the road, and you don't have to do, well, it's actually
But
more work.
I'll say, well, it's more work, but the 2 times I've gotten to do it, this is the funnest time in the world. Really.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time. But, yeah, we are. So, now that I'm out, I'm going out with Sacrifice and stuff more. But Rocky and, like, Lance and I, we're pretty close to each other. Like, we live pretty close, so we see each other all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
And every time we get together, it's like, oh, we need to do music. And I'm like, yep. I'll talk to you about it in 6 months.
Uh-huh.
So that's been my life. Eventually, probably. There is some conversations, with Saints.
Sure. That would be
Yeah,
so good.
there's some but like honestly,
The way the world is now, it's a lot easier than it used to
it
be.
is, but we're real spread out now. Where
Real.
like Drew's in Fayetteville now or
Mm-hmm.
Bentonville, and then Corey's in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know where Jake is, and then Dylan, our original drummer, he kind of popped back on the scene and was like, just sent us a text out of the randomness and was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
What?
And we were like, nothing.
My ankles are itching.
Yeah, I need to play some double bass.
Yeah.
So we kind of started the conversation again, like, hey, and when we started, I was like, well, and I was talking to Samantha Allen, and she was wanting to get us to do a show, and I said, well, funny thing, been talking to Sam about getting together and
That's
just doing a
great.
show just for fun, and so with all of us being our age, it's like, all right, yeah, let's do this, and then I was like, okay, here are the available dates. Who's available? Radio silence. And then it's
Yep.
like, all right. So I let it go.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about that. There's some song sharing going on. So there are things happening. And
A slow trickle is the best way.
it is. But the good thing is it's funny. I know Kurt works for Norma Jean and you do too. So Corey, I heard him say on a podcast one time, he's like, this day and age you can do music however you want to do it.
However you
Just
want to
do it. And so I've kind of taken that to heart. Like, well, if I want to do music, I can.
I mean, that's That's literally Kurt was the ass kicker I needed for that kind of shit with this.
Yeah,
You just have to do it.
you have to. You
There's
just gotta do
no
it.
good or bad version. If you have a fucking iPhone in a room,
Yeah, you can do
just start talking.
it. Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
It works great.
Yeah, you are
I
doing
could
good
send
stuff.
you because we do these. People might not know, but we do these on a phone too, just in case
Really?
this fucks up.
Right.
So we have the
So
episode.
you have the audio right there.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's
Technology's
almost
fun.
as good as this.
That's
the only
awesome.
difference is it's just one angle. But
That's-
the audio,
Just make sure it's my best angle.
yeah, well, it's not. It's flat. It's on a wide, so we look a little
Oh,
bolder, a
I
little
like
fatter.
it. Well, I don't know if I can get any bigger than this for my hobbit body. I don't know. Just don't know if that's possible. But yeah, so there's some passing back and forth with Saints. You know,
That is positive.
well, it's that. Well, then we started talking about doing Soul Embraced again.
Really?
Yeah, so Rocky, you know, he's got his own studio.
He's
and
got everything.
He's got everything.
That dude's got it all.
I wish I had like an ounce of how good that dude is at things,
Right.
Because it makes me sick.
It's
I'm just
disgusting.
like, you're good at art,
And it's all of it, by the way.
Yeah.
Everything he fucking touches. That's
it's
what
magic.
I was yeah.
It's like,
And he's super happy all the time. Fuck you, man. I'll
Yeah,
let
I
you get
know.
all the happiness and the skills.
why's your life so good?
He goes home and just cries.
Yeah, well,
No, he's
he
awesome.
learned that from me.
Hide it in public, brother.
Yeah, in public you've got to set a certain face. You got to have a certain tone. But yeah, we're talking about doing Soul Embraced again.
That'd be so kick-ass.
And there's been like mild conversations. You know, they haven't been serious, but like, you know, the vinyl thing's real big.
Big.
And I would like to press some of that old Soul Embrace stuff we did. You know, but the problem is you know, we were kind of mid-tier. We weren't like on that,
Sure.
you know, Sacrifice or like Under Oath or any of those guys we
Yeah.
all used to play with that are selling like bukus
The
of records.
tier under that.
Yeah, they could fart on a record and someone's gonna buy it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and they're so we were
Only
talking.
sold 100,000 copies of the fart record, man. Only.
Yeah, we did all our songs on a fart loop. And It
Yeah.
was sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And they would sell more than any of our bands ever.
Right. Instead of brushing a boy with red, they brushed
Yeah,
him
yeah.
with brown.
Right.
And then it went gold. Gold record. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, but yeah, but so we actually at Furnace Fest 21, I was talking to the guys from Unoriginal Vinyl, and they're doing all the solid state represses and the old
Yeah,
tooth
yeah.
and nail stuff. And he was like, "It's not can we do it? It's should we do it?"
Right.
And then, but you've got to think about logistics, like, you know, because it used to be 500 copies. You had to do 500.
Right, right.
Everything's owned by Universal now, which
Yeah.
is great for me because every time I get my royalty statement, it's like I owe them money.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah, it's
that's
great.
nice, yeah.
I'm still paying for end caps from 2007 that, I don't know. Anyway, but
No, I get it.
they're saying like now
That
it's
never ends.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's 1,000. You have to do a minimum 1,000 copies. And it's like, I don't know if we can do 1,000.
Nah,
I don't know if we could sell
mean,
1,000 vinyl.
You could eventually.
Yeah.
It's like, how long do you want to wait, though?
Well, and that's kind of was his point. And he wasn't saying like, you know, you guys weren't big enough because they pressed stuff that surprisingly I was like, why would anyone press this?
right.
But people buy it.
I mean,
And there's like this research, and I'm
Well,
sure
and
you're
there's-
part of it.
oh,
this
hell yeah,
research
bitch.
of all that like
my
old music.
two favorite
Yeah.
vinyls are shit that no one would ever like. You have to be
Yeah.
my age and in a
Right.
very small window of time to
Yes.
even know who that band was.
Right. Well, people love it, and like so, and you know, with working with Sacrifice, I've been kind of on them about that. Like, hey, guys, this is like you're coming up on like 25 years of hammering, you
And
know.
all your peers are doing it.
Yeah.
Zayo's repressing everything.
Well,
the Chariot even is repressed
Right.
all their albums.
And I got them all.
And I'm jealous.
And just come over and we'll listen.
That's right.
We'll just sit around. We'll drink Liquid Death and listen to
Yeah,
vinyl records.
we'll be healthy and listen to
That's
vinyl
right.
records.
We'll eat carrot chips and
Yeah.
listen to
Same conversation 20 years ago. We'll smoke cigarettes and stand
Yeah.
outside in the cold and
Well,
listen
that's
to
the
them.
cool thing when you get older. We can't smoke cigarettes, but
Nope.
we can eat food we all hate.
Yeah.
Like we can eat lettuce wraps.
It's kind of the best part, really. Yeah, I had to
I wouldn't
find.
say it's the best.
I had to find a lettuce that I liked. You know how
Really?
bad that is for a carnivore to find a lettuce
Oh.
that they like, dude.
Yes,
that shit is bunk.
It is. It's like I'm just like, oh.
Arugula's all right. I eat it. It's
we
peppery.
we did a nice spring mix at our house.
Okay.
Yeah. No big deal.
Hear that, Kurt? Spring mix.
You have to say it just like
Yeah.
that.
The classic.
Oh yeah, we do classic. What is that? Just
classic.
floor lettuce?
It's literally just
That
like
shit they sell at Taco Bell. God, dude.
I don't even know if that's lettuce.
That smell that smell of that lettuce when you get, because I'm just plain taco boy. So
Right.
when it's the second I get the bag, I'm like, fuck you, bastards. It's wrong. I can already smell the
It's
hatred in this
wrong.
fucking bag. Why would anyone eat this shit?
Because we're used to it, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. But yeah, but back to music. I mean, there's things happening. There's conversations.
That's awesome.
You know, but we've got some.
We have to miss it, right?
I really do, but like that's where we're working with like Sacrifice again and going back on. It's kind of scratching that itch a little bit.
I get it.
But the bad thing is like when you go out and you see these shows that you used to play when you were younger, you're like, man, it would be pretty cool to bang around up on that stage again. But
Like 2 nights ago, was it last night? 2 nights ago. Vino's?
yeah,
Dude.
I saw some of the videos.
Stacked to the rafters.
That's awesome.
It
dude.
was nuts. What was their cruelty? From Japan. From
Really?
Tokyo, Japan.
Who brought him in? Did Stan bring him
Stan.
in? Nice.
Well, the Bitterfest crew.
Right,
Their
right.
crew.
So who all runs that with Stan?
Stan, Evan,
Evan, that's
Reed,
right. Mm-hmm.
Reed Hanna, and
I haven't seen that dude in forever, dude.
and huh?
Ted.
Ted. That's
Ted.
right. Ted.
That's a good group right there.
It's a solid group.
Yeah.
And they are fucking winning.
That's awesome.
They're on like a 2-year streak of badassery.
Which is awesome because, dude, like, it looks like it's funny. I'm sure you've noticed, but like, used to this was like the stopping spot for like those mid-tier like touring bands, and
This
now
was
it's
a re-up.
all local.
Yeah.
like local's killing right now.
This used to be a re-up spot. Well,
Yeah.
before us, it was just a spot. I
Right.
mean, Vino's was just electrifying.
Yeah.
It was like 300 was a Tuesday.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
And then it became a fueling point. They were like, we can get beer for free. We
Right.
can get fucking paid
Make
a
a
little
little
bit.
merch,
We can
yeah.
sell some merch.
Between Dallas and Nashville,
Like
or Dallas
like
and
I was
Memphis.
telling Bruce, man, there used to be buses at Vino's. The whole
Do you
tour would
remember
show
when
up
Killswitch
and
dumped their bus in the Vino's parking lot?
yes. But still, a bus. Imagine a band in a bus playing at Vino's today.
Yeah.
What?
Well, dude, it's crazy when we
You can't make the ticket price high enough.
No, you couldn't. Well, imagine some of the acts that used to come through here. Like, but dude, I remember because I've been going to Vino's.
couldn't
since I
come here
was-
now.
No, there's no way. I used to go to Vino's when I was 13.
Yeah, that's so crazy, dude.
1993 was my first show, and it was actually Living Sacrifice. And
My first show was Sacrifice too.
Yeah.
It wasn't 93, but
well, my first Vino show. So,
Right.
do you? I don't. This may have been before your time. Do you remember Lamplight in North Little Rock?
yeah.
So like all those, so like for me, for people that don't know, like I came up on, like I was a skater kid in high school or whatever, and I had like I grew up in North Little Rock, right? So, but you're in Arkansas, there's nothing here,
Nothing.
right?
Especially then.
Right, and so like I would stay
We're just
up-
now getting shit.
Oh, right.
Just
well,
now.
It's much easier to get music than it used to be, but and I know everybody talks about that being old, but so there's this little spot in North Little Rock called Lamplight, and all the and so like my music career is Tooth and Nail Solid State. That's
Yeah.
where like most of my stuff was.
Same.
And they, dude, bands would come and like my friend and I got a hand. You know Michael Moore, he's in Fred now,
Yep.
but
Michael,
Moore-
that dude turned me on to so much music, dude.
same dude. Well, so Michael,
You
and,
like this? Here, listen
yeah,
to
listen
this.
to this. He did the same thing to me. So we all grew up together. We all grew up in the same neighborhood.
Really?
So it was
That's
Michael
cool.
Moore, a guy named Jeremy Tacker, Michael Tacker. Everybody knows him. I know him as Jeremy, but
Yeah.
Jeremy Tacker and Carl Smith. We all grew up together. Like we were all like we could throw rocks and hit our house, right?
Badass.
And so
cul-de-sac style or like
what's that?
cul-de-sac style?
No, so
into the
like where
street?
we live in North Little Rock was like it was Oak Grove Road. So
Oh,
like everybody lived on Oak
I know it.
Grove, and then you go across this. We're all broke out there, and poor. I don't know if you've ever been to Oak Grove.
My mom went to Oak Grove High.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
where I went. I lived down the street.
Well,
from
she
the
was a
school.
cheerleader there in like the 70s, dude.
Yeah, that's probably when they still had streetlights at work.
They probably didn't even have them, dude. Indoor plumbing was a stretch. probably
Right,
back then.
right. We still had outhouses. But anyway, so these guys, they wore like, they were like skater kids, and I was into that scene. And we started sharing music, and like I was like 13, and they were like, "You need to come to Lamplight." I was like, "Why?
That's
And
crazy.
why the shit would I go to this little bitty Christian bookstore?" Well, then all these bands started like, "We're gonna go see Bloodshed this weekend. You want to go?" And I don't know if you ever listened to Bloodshed.
No, never heard of it.
So that like
need to.
emo sound, like that like post-hardcore, whatever you call
Mm-hmm.
it, they were one of the first bands that had that like screaming, singing style. Never heard of them. I don't even know where they're from. I think they're from California because like that whole Tooth and Nail early Solid State, excuse me, sound was on California. It was on the coast.
On the coast, yeah,
right?
for sure.
So those are the only bands that would come here, and so I see this band Bloodshed, and they dressed awesome, and they had like different color hair, and I was like, this is who I want to be. And I'm going to these shows, and there's like 60 kids there, but everybody's just like thrashing it out. But it's
in the 90s.
93.
That's fucking nutty.
Well, dude, the crazy thing is I was talking to a couple buddies of ours, Jay, Stacy, who used to play bass and Sacrifice before Arthur, and David Lipke. I know Bruce was talking about him, but we were talking about
we are in cahoots with Mr. Lipke now, and he's going to come on the pod.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
he's been around a long time.
Everything I've heard has been awesome.
Well, it's funny, full circle there. I have a buddy, JP of mine. We used to play Between the Second End.
Yeah.
JP works with David. They work together. So anyway, so we were going to this place, but it was like we would be like moshing, but there's like right next to you is like a bookcase full of precious moments. Right?
So one guy's just like, whoa.
Well, dude, POD played there.
God damn, that's so fucking nuts.
It was like early '93, I think. Like they on their first Snuff the Punk record, there was like 30 people there. But I was like, these dudes are from California, and they come here, and it was like, wow, all right. But anyway, that's where it all started with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, you know, we always talk about Arkansas, this, that, and the other. Because for like such a small area, the only other place I know that was like Arkansas was like Bartlesville, Oklahoma, where like, and they had this place called the Warehouse, and dude, it's literally in the middle of nowhere.
It's weird
Oklahoma.
that people find it pre the internet,
right?
And there was a scene for it, but from where, how, what the fuck? How did anybody know that it was ever a thing?
Magazines, dude.
Yeah,
magazines.
And you're waiting a month for the next issue.
Yeah,
AP.
Well, so they had, like, the funny thing was in these old magazines, you'd have to contact this.
Yes.
And that's how you'd get a hold of them.
Oh, dude. They used to have that book. Do you remember that book with, like, every venue? It had every venue in America and its phone number in it.
That would
they
have
used to
saved
sell it
me
at Hastings.
So much trouble.
Well, this was in, like, the early thousands. So
that still would have saved me so much trouble, dude. We used to print. We'd print MapQuest.
Oh yeah,
from like Little Rock to Oklahoma to wherever. It was terrible.
Did that, and then the first GPS one we ever did, it quit working because we didn't understand that GPS could just stop. The satellite's not here anymore,
right? And would quit.
And we're just in the middle of Missouri, like. Straight it is.
And here it is. Yeah. Well, dude, it was crazy, man. But but props to Michael and those guys, because, like, dude, if it wasn't for them, I never would have gotten into any of this stuff. So it was cool.
They were. I mean, he would just tell you, next week we got this band coming, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
you gotta come.
We used to book together. So like Michael and I, we were friends, and like so I did before I got into bands, I used to do a radio show at KABF Blitzkrieg back in the day. I don't know if you remember it.
I vaguely.
So it was like
sounds familiar.
It was like late '90s, early like.
That's when I was getting into everything.
Yeah, so that's like so it was like late now. I think I started that in '98, and I did it till about 2001. About 3 years.
That's about right.
It was on KABF, and it was Sunday nights from 10 to 12.
Okay, because we used to stay up.
Yes.
To try to listen to
everyone. That's people still had cassettes. They would like. Well, it was like right when CDs started, but you still had a cassette.
Put the spitballs in the Reba McEntire cassette.
I don't know if I would erase a Reba McEntire cassette.
Back then, you wouldn't know.
I mean,
it was
know
just
that
mom's
I like Reba.
country. Listen, I was country first, and Reba is still. Reba is fucking. I mean, that's just.
Yeah,
she's king of the fucking mountain, dude.
Well, I don't know, Dolly. I think she's got the.
I don't know, dude.
At the top. Yeah, but dude, it's we
have to argue it out. Come on.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Dolly rules. You ever been to Dollywood? It's awesome.
There's no Reba land.
There's no Reba Ranch. I'm just saying.
Oh, but there could be.
Why isn't there Reba? Get on the pod. Let's talk about it.
Yo, could you imagine?
I'd sit right over there.
The first, dude. I would just be like, hi. You gonna talk the whole time? I hope.
I watched every season
of your show
before you came on.
More than once. Van is hilarious.
Oh my gosh! But Michael and I used to book bands together. So Frontline, I'm sure you used to go to Frontline all the time.
That's one of my best stories. Some of my favorite stories I have are from Frontline.
For such a crappy venue,
I mean,
we did a lot of cool stuff there.
So much badassery happened in that little room on a nothing stage.
Yeah, Me Without You's first show was here. Like
dude, I saw Beloved there with
Me Without
15
You.
people.
Yeah, Beloved Me Without You. We booked that.
Well, I was there, and I'm
talking
talking to Joe after the show, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, blah, blah, and I'm like going, because he first guy I ever saw scream behind a drum set.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? I didn't know that was possible. And
Yeah.
you're talking to him and you're getting like pointers and tricks and tips, and he got like this beat up, shitty ass drum kit. I'm like, well, what's
But
that?
he beat the crap
Dude,
out of that
beat
thing.
the crap out of that thing.
Yeah.
And I now have in my possession some old, used to work at Solid State back when they got, I have 14 of 40 pressing of the running.
What?
The one they send to make sure, because it's got two different
test pressing.
masters on
Yeah,
each
yeah,
side.
yeah.
I bought it. Dude, the second I saw it, I was like, "Ding!" And I was like, I messaged you. I was like, "How do I know this is real?" And he sent me like this whole thing. He's like, "Dude, I used to work there. I know this seems crazy." He's like, "I'm just going through some stuff. I don't think I want it anymore." I was like, "You just sold it to the absolute right person.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is mine forever."
That's awesome.
It's so sick.
Yeah, but dude, we used to bring bands. So like that too. Again, it was all tooth and nail, and like
So I saw Me Without You's first show here and didn't even know it. Add that to the list.
yeah, Me Without You
That's
played that
fucking
show.
sick.
Yeah, I think I've got it on video because I used to record all the shows.
I just remember that show being unbelievable.
Oh yeah, but there was, like you said, there's like maybe 15, 20 people there.
Maybe. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They missed out on like one of the greatest things in the world.
Dude, we booked some shows that like no one came to. So we booked, and it was insane. And it was, so I don't know if you remember Point of Recognition. Do you remember them? They were like a
don't.
super hardcore band from Florida. They were on
don't.
Face Down.
I remember
Those
Face
dudes
Down.
crushed it. We had them 5 people there. We booked Figure 4 in North Little Rock at the, what's that pavilion out there in North Little Rock?
Oh, the Belvedere?
No. That's on the Little Rock side. This
in
was
North
like
Little Rock.
in the, where like Lakewood out, McCain Mall, like Lakewood 8. There's like this little park
Yes,
there.
yes.
We booked it there with Encomium, with Drew's band.
Hell yeah.
Figure 4 and Encomium. And there was like maybe 20 people out there.
I
but
might have been one of them. I used to go to every Encomium show. I was a nerd for that
all
band.
I know is that there were some people that were pissed off that Figure 4 was playing because it was like right in the middle of like all the shopping centers.
Oh, not their speed. Yeah, not their style.
I mean, they were definitely speeding it up.
Yeah.
But they didn't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we brought
Holy fuck.
Yeah, we brought Ludacris, their first show, Norma Jean.
Yep.
I booked their first show here at Old Man Kirk's, like their very first show in Arkansas.
I never got to go to Old Man Kirk, so I wouldn't have seen that one.
Dude, we booked Embodiment. Old Embodiment was at Old. I don't think I booked that. I think Bruce did, but they played there.
I liked all versions of that
Esocaris
band.
played there. Society's Finest. I don't know if you remember
That's
them.
crazy.
Yeah, those are all the bands we brought in. So Sean, funny story, Within was Sean from Embodiment that took over Embodiment's
Yes.
vocal duties. His first band was Within, and we booked Within there, and that's how I met Sean, and that's how I got to know the Embodiment guys. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
That's so fucking crazy.
I know. Let me go take my Geritol.
Yeah,
Be right back.
yeah. Heard my knee popping on the way in. Gonna have
dude,
to
I
rest
know.
that tonight.
I know. I'm gonna have to stand up so my blood will flow back to my legs. My sciatica
It's
is really
so
acting up.
fucking crazy because, like, you know, you don't ever think you'll be this guy, and now it's like there's only a handful of peers of mine that are still out here doing
Right.
stuff. Very many, like everybody
it's not
just
very
left.
many.
It's weird.
Life happens, dude.
Yeah, life does happen, but that our generation, something it was just like because there was people who stayed from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
When I got here, it was nothing but old people.
Well, dude, yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I was because, like, by the time I came in, like, Bruce and those guys were in their 30s,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I'm in my early 20s, and I think you and I probably have a very similar path where it was like, I'm just trying to get out here and put myself in the scene.
That's it.
Right? And then I got into that radio show, and, dude, we had, like, it was really cool because, like, again, just to talk
I didn't do
about,
radio. I did concerts.
Right.
I got
well,
into, like,
I remember you
building
booked
concerts.
that's why I sent you that
Rockstar.
laminate
Yeah.
from that show you did for us. And I asked Kurt over here. I said, "How old were you?" He was like, "I was 6."
Were you really? I didn't see the answer.
You weren't 6?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you liar! I was like, I literally turned around and told my wife. I was like, I showed her the laminate and I said, "Do you remember playing this?" She's like, "You played. I don't know what you used. You played so much. I have no idea."
At the park in Bryant.
Yeah, I was like, "Duh, weren't you there?" She's like, "No, probably not." But I was like, "Kurt was 6." She goes, "Who's Kurt?"
yeah.
And I was like, "All right." It's funny because I met my wife in the scene, and so she used to come to all the shows.
did too.
Yeah, man. But anyway, the
Best wives.
that's the way
Scene
to do it.
wives.
Scene
Yeah.
wives. Yeah, now they're like moms. It's like she's like, "You're gonna go play music again." I talk about my wife like she smokes 30 packs of cigarettes a day. Oh, God.
Don't leave your Geritol.
My turn-offs are oxygen and clean teeth. But anyway,
Did you make another pot of coffee yet? She's also from New Jersey.
yeah, she grew up in Arkansas but has a New Jersey accent. Yeah. But dude, we did that. But the cool thing about Little Rock was everyone was recording here. So like at Pointers,
what the fuck?
everyone. No Innocent Victim did a record here.
I still find that I wanted to dive more into that with Bruce, but it would, just so much to ask about.
Pointer,
That's so crazy.
you could literally go through a list of anything Victory Records, Tooth and Nail.
Yeah.
Like all those bands were coming here because like when Reborn came out, like I know we were all pretty young, but like that record came out and it was like the first record that was like, wow, this sounds good.
Yeah.
This is a good produced record.
It was like the next step in like underground music sounding like big boy records.
That's it. That was the first That was the first record I heard where I was like, wow, these guys have moved up a notch.
This can compete.
This can compete, exactly. And then so like NIV came through here, which at that time NIV was like the premier hardcore band because they went on tour with like Hatebreed and Agnostic Front. I mean, they were out there doing the thing. And then you had like Stretch Armstrong recorded a record here.
Fucking love Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, I love those guys. They're so sweet, dude. And it's funny because I like through Furnace Fest, I've reconnected with all these guys.
Oh, that's all that is.
Yeah, dude.
You just see a bunch of dudes with like gray hair now, and they're all
Right.
like, "Oh!"
And we've got our IVs. We're like, ah!
dude, it's the best, dude.
Oh, dude, it was funny at 21, and I'll go back to this
The amount
in
of
a second.
reconnections you see at the merch tent.
Well, dude, it was funny. I was there for the 21 like everything. And I was sitting there talking with Russ from Zayo, who's a pretty good friend of mine.
Fucking awesome.
Joe from Beloved, who I haven't seen in 15, 20 years. Aaron from As Cities Burn.
Right.
And it's just
everyone.
Who was I can't remember his name. My Children, My Bride singer, Matthew.
Yeah.
All of us were just in a circle talking. And, we've all toured together before. And I was just like, this is insanity. And I was like, I never thought I would see these people again.
Yeah.
And I don't even connect with them anymore because, dude, like, life happens. And
you just go your separate ways.
You go your separate ways. Yeah. And it was like, this is awesome.
And everybody lives in different states. It's not, dude, it's hard enough to keep up with motherfucker across town.
It's hard enough to keep up with my kids.
We're more connected than ever. And I'm just like, maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
Because I see them, I see you post. Oh, I know what Jeff's up to.
Right.
I don't need to reach out to Jeff.
Yeah.
I should.
That's
Fuck,
funny.
We've known each other forever.
I know. Well, that's the thing about social media is like you keep up, but you don't keep up. Like the connection's not there.
Right.
Connection.
It's all about connection.
It's all about connection.
Something about alligator fuckhouse from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah.
It's not about butthole
Shit-stained
pleasures.
balls.
It's about connection.
Yo, shout out to that. You know that guy stabbed somebody?
Yeah, he did.
To death?
Oh.
With like a fucking sword? Yeah.
Was he a ninja? I mean, what's going on?
No, I don't know. Just that's all I remember hearing. I was like, wait, what?
That's a podcast all in itself.
I would love to start a podcast where we deep dive crazy things like that. Like, what happened?
Dude, we were kicking around an idea about doing a podcast called Does It Hold Up?
Ooh.
Like reevaluating like old things like video games and
go
movies.
back and just check it out.
Yeah, go back and watch movies like, does this movie actually hold up or is it nostalgia?
Bro, yeah. I feel like if you were honest, a lot of that shit just doesn't.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of things I've been watching recently and I was like, wow, that movie really sucked.
Dude, one of mine that I'm like disappointed in for me, Independence Day.
Yeah.
That movie is ass.
I haven't watched that one in a long time.
It's so bad. I was like, what? Why did the whole world love this? I don't get it. Because
it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming off their 80s
and it was cool
coke
as fuck.
binges.
There was aliens and shit.
Yeah, there was aliens.
Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, US of
Which
A.
I love blow 'em ups. That's my favorite shit. Turn the
Yeah.
brain off, put the popcorn in the face.
Right?
But I watched it not that long ago and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, what a terrible movie.
What a fucked up movie. It's bad. It's so bad.
Gleaming, do you remember Gleaming the Cube with Christian Slater? It's like a skateboarding movie from the 80s. Okay.
With Christian Slater?
Oh, if you ever get a chance to watch it, it's worth a watch. It has the Bones Brigade in it. So my youngest son's super into skateboarding. So I'm like, oh, well, I got some stuff for you.
Well, yeah.
So we watched Gleaming the Cube the other night, and I literally was sitting there going like, this movie kind of sucks. And my kids were like, so I would just fast forward to the skateboarding, and I was like, all right, so basically the
I'm
premise.
gonna take this out and watch Grind. Here's a better skateboarding movie.
The premise of the movie, I'll give you a breakdown.
Yeah.
No spoiler alert. You fight crime with a skateboard.
And Grind has Blindside in it.
Really?
Yeah. The band that's playing while they're skateboarding at the end is Blindside.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another throwback. Those guys used to play here at Juanita's
Dude,
all the
and
time.
they loved it. They fucking loved it.
I saw their first show here at Vino's, Blindside.
What?
Yeah, first show. It was before. So what was their first record? I guess it was self-titled.
I think it was. Yeah.
They were on self-titled. there was maybe 40 kids there.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's oh my god.
Yeah.
They're all the way from another country, and then they keep coming back. I asked him one time. I was like, "Dude, what's your like?" Because eventually you get to a spot where, and then I'm working shit, and I'm working at these venues, and I can talk to all these people.
Right.
And the number one question I had was,
Why do you come here?
Why do y'all come here? He goes, It reminds us a lot of home.
Yeah.
And we love the people here.
That's awesome.
I was like, damn, that's wild.
Well, see, even when they were at their peak, they would still play Juanitas.
Oh,
They'd come play Juanitas and sell it out.
The last time they played was Rev Room, though. The last time they were ever here. And I remember my wife was out there talking to him, and I was like, oh, no, she's going to say something insane. They became like friends.
Crazy.
He played with her on the app a game for like 2 years.
Wow.
I was like, that is so random as fuck.
That's awesome, though.
It was just some Western shoot 'em up game.
Dude, again, back to Arkansas. Like, dude, it's so funny. We could talk about these stories for years and years, but I remember when I was doing the radio show.
It's the hiddenest gem of all time.
It is. Well, so I think
But
CT
now-
did a show after us or before us because he was on radio for a while, too. And I'm walking into my show at the KBF down there on Main Street. I don't know if it's still there or not.
I think it is.
Yeah, but we're walking in. Corrosion of Conformity's walking out. And I was like, that's Pepper Keenan. And they were like, who? And I was like, that's Pepper Keenan from COC.
Shh, keep your voice down.
Like, shut up, don't
They're
make me
gonna
look
hear us.
stupid.
Shut up. How do you not know this?
Get out of here. But anyway, it was like, what is COC doing in Little Rock?
Right.
I didn't even know they played. I had no idea.
You wouldn't if you didn't go and read the flyer and write down who's coming
Dude,
for the
the
month.
Vino show flyer
Was
there was the big ones. I just go and write down. Okay, I'm just back on.
Oh, if you're at this show,
Yeah.
you better bring on a piece of paper and or you'd go up to the cashier and ask for a check.
Yeah, do you
can I have a receipt check and write all the bands down?
Do this, please.
And they're like, okay. You know how
Yeah.
many times a fucking night they probably had to do that on
Oh,
show
I had
nights?
no idea.
They used to sell tickets there.
Really?
Remember? Yeah, for a little while they had a box. Maybe I'm the only idiot that would go do it, but you could just go up and be like, for bigger shows, be like, can I have a ticket to that show? Yeah.
Wow.
And they would just open this little.
The only
it was
ticket
like
I
a
ever
fishing
bought
box.
from Vino's was an agnostic front ticket. They sold actual tickets.
Physical ticket.
Yeah,
yep.
it was
For the
agnostic
bigger
front
ones, they
and known
would.
as a victim. That's
There
who
you
was
go.
playing that show. But so back to the Barry thing was like Zayo, their groundbreaking Blood and Fire Brings Rest was recorded in Little Rock.
That's so fucking crazy.
Dude, every Zayo record until they went to Ferret Records was
Yeah.
recorded here at Barry's
Yeah.
in a garage.
I know. It's
And
mind blowing.
Dude, like I said, Stretch Armstrong, Rituals of Life was recorded here. The first two Juliana Theory records were recorded here.
That's wild.
Dude, Emotion is Dead was recorded at Barry's in Little Rock. I remember because like we would go to dinner with all these guys. So like when they were recording Liberate, Zayo was recording Liberate, they came on the show. I have pictures. I need to share all this stuff with you. But like Jesse and Rob, still keep up with Rob, by the way. He's a cool
That's
guy.
cool.
But
Yeah, he seems cool.
he's a cool dude. But they came in the studio and we just were talking about the record. And it was like, why are you here? Because at that point, Zayo was like, in our scene, Zayo was like one of the bands.
I mean, they were
You had to see Zayo.
up there, dude.
Yeah.
And they played here all the time.
Well, they did, and then they didn't.
Well, when I remember it, they played here all the time.
Well, they booked
And-
all the time.
Well,
but that was
that's
like
fair.
That was during the chaos time of Zayo.
True. But also, their shows were fucking
Insane.
insane. It
Russ
was
is
the
a
most
wild man.
insane shit.
Yeah.
And you were just waiting, just fucking
Dude, I
like
saw
foaming
him-
at the fucking mouth.
I saw them.
Let's go.
And Sacrifice play at a gym, like a YMCA gym, and I was like, "What is going on?" You know, because
There's 18 people here.
Yeah, well, no, that show there was like however
Oh,
many
packed
kids you
it
could
up?
fit in a gym.
Was it in El Dorado or something?
No, dude, it was like right down the street.
Really?
It was like the Boys and Girls Club,
Oh shit.
right down
Okay.
here off of where Been Around Records is.
Yep.
What's that road that meets right there? Is it
Barrow?
Canis.
Canis.
Like
It
you
is
go
Canis.
up Canis,
Yes,
there's
yes.
a Boys and Girls Club. That's where they played. It was Spoken, Zayo, and Sacrifice.
What the fuck?
There was like 500 kids there. It was insane. I mean, and like
See, when we used to have shit to do,
Right.
people would go out and do stuff.
well, you didn't have anything else to do.
That's what I'm saying.
We had no scrolling.
That's what I'm saying.
you know.
Like maybe an EMP blast isn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Maybe
like
the
to drive
sun-
my car.
Nah.
I'm not good at riding horses.
Listen, you've got the old car. Do you not still have your old?
Which
Didn't
one?
you used to have like a Bronco or some shit? Didn't you used to have like an older SUV, like really old?
I did.
Am I making that up?
I think so. But let's
No.
go with it. I have
Didn't
a
you-
Bronco.
I know. No, didn't you have an old SUV that
I
you were like
did.
working on?
I did at one point, but I don't now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have time.
Ah,
I have an old F-250 with a flatbed on it. It's pretty cool.
old F-250.
Yeah, we need to put a show on and make that the stage.
Is it one of those like 3/4 ton beds?
Yeah,
with
dude.
the
Yeah,
flat-
yeah. It's the metal bed.
Uh-huh.
It's an old 2008 F-250.
Okay.
It's about the size of.
Why do you have a fucking giant F-250?
Dude,
flatbed?
okay, so this is how much
Did you just
the
get into fucking landscaping?
You guys want some rocks? I'll lay them for
Oh,
you.
hey, rocks, dude. I'm Vanilla Ice.
I got rocks in my head. No, the it sounds like pop rocks. No, I have a farm. Like I have an actual farm. It's not running, but I have farmland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like, and I live on property, so like,
Right.
I have to have a vehicle to like.
Oh, I
you
see.
know,
Moving trees, doing
yeah,
stuff,
doing
excavating.
all the work.
Yeah.
And then I do roofing on the side. I do
Right.
roof inspections, so I throw all my ladders in the back so I don't
That's
mess up
smart.
my good vehicles. And it's just a sweet truck,
yeah. Dude, Ford F-250, the best trucks ever made.
dude. That sucker will run forever.
Yeah. Oh, my brother has one with 400,000 miles on it
That's where I'm
and
trying to
pulls
get.
like a 60-foot trailer every inch of the road it's on. That thing is badass.
Yeah.
That truck fucking rules. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I want one of these.
Well, you can borrow mine. Come use mine. It
Yeah,
just sits
100
there most of the
fucking-
time.
They're just $100,000.
Yeah,
The new ones.
Oh, I can't even. That's what made me buy that truck. I was like, well, okay, we're getting way off on a. You can.
That's how
edit this.
podcasts work,
It's that
dude.
podcast. Well, so like my wife and I were taught. We try to do like financial planning and stuff, and I was like, all right,
Like adults.
yeah, like adults. I was like, I need a truck.
You're a
because-
pretty good adult, man. You're good at
Thanks,
adulting.
man. I got
I'm
a good,
very bad
got
at
a
it.
good lady that helped me out.
Ah.
She's like, get your shit together.
Mine was like, we should do it.
Well, the funny thing about my wife is, again, we met through the scene. So she's this punk rock chick that like loves Squad 5-0 and like
Fucking Squad 5 is
Dude,
another great
the
one.
Well, they used to come here all the time too. The funny thing is, when I met my wife, I met her at a music festival in Oklahoma City, like a Christian music festival.
Not in Arkansas?
No, met her in Oklahoma City. Never know I'd see her again in my life. And Carl, my boy, I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We were roommates at the time, and he was like, "Hey, that chick is gonna be at my church." I was like, "Hold up, let me get my pants on, dog." So anyway, but we're going. But she would like. She knew all the lyrics to like Zayo and like
Sold.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was at the roller. Have you ever heard
I'm
about
in
the legendary?
love.
Oh baby, I love you.
I love you.
Did you ever hear about the legendary like roller sports show here?
Roller sports show?
You never heard about it? That might have been right before you came in, but like I think it
Nah.
was 97.
Yeah, mine was 99. So
Yeah, so, like,
it tail end of 99 too.
It would. I don't know if you remember Mind Rage. Do you remember Mind
Yeah, yeah.
Rage? Yeah. So
Mind
like Mind Rage, POD, right before they blew up. I mean, you were like when they played, everyone was like, okay, these guys are going.
That's like Thursday played at Vino's
Yes.
the next week, literally the next week, because a bunch of my friends' bands played that show at Vino's. So no
Where there were
one.
25 people at the first time they played here.
Yeah. And then they just fucking.
Yeah. Well, the
To the moon.
Was it like 2 months difference? They
It
came,
was.
It was something.
It was like right there.
right, and they came back.
Yes.
And it was like you couldn't move.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. So anyway, POD Sacrifice
So
Mind
crazy.
Rage. It was at a skate park. I don't even. It was off Barrow somewhere. I don't even think it's there anymore.
Was it Ferguson's?
No, this is
No.
before Ferguson came
Okay.
in. That's where we saw Atreyu. Atreyu
Yeah.
played at Ferguson's in the
That's
middle of
right.
in the middle of a half pipe.
That's sick, dude.
That was so. And that show again, Atreyu.
Have you ever thought about putting all your shit on YouTube?
I'm
like
going
starting
to
a YouTube
eventually.
channel?
I'm going to.
There's so much in
I've got
there.
a lot. Of
I
stuff,
know.
a lot of stuff. But yeah, Atreyu played in the middle of a half pipe in Little Rock right before The Curse came out. Sold 500,000 records. They played at a half pipe, and 25 people were there. So,
Dude,
just
Arkansas
saying.
is so wild,
it's
bro.
dude, you never know what you're gonna get.
just don't know.
You never know, and it's like anyway. But dude, yeah, this was the cool stopping point. But
It was, and
but
now
I
it
just-
is like you. This all started because you said it. Now it's all a local thing. It is a
Yeah,
local thing.
it is, and it's
well because
awesome.
people ignored us, and we were like, "Well, fuck you, then
Right, we'll do our own thing.
we'll do our own thing." And then we started doing our own thing, and now it's so fucking popular that it's like you'd be better off putting locals on the show than you would
Right.
a bigger band in most cases.
In most cases, well, dude, and the funny thing is that it kind of was like that when it was big, like, because that's how I kind of got my start. Was
Yeah.
like all the little bands I was in.
Nobody ever gave us the time of day. We had to. That's why we did
we
Rockstar
we
and
threw
shit.
you on stuff.
Yeah, but later.
Well,
I'm saying
yeah,
like
yeah. Oh,
we had
yeah,
to
when
like
you
get
first
our
came in.
foot in
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, because it was like nobody. And we were like, fuck y'all then. We'll
Yeah,
do
we'll do
it
our own
ourselves.
thing.
We
Yeah.
know we got something.
Right.
Or at least we felt like we
Well,
did.
dude, you did, like I said, you did the same thing I did. We just made connections. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
then it was like, okay, well, you know, and it was like, oh, well, if you want to play a show in Bryant, you need to talk to Corey. Corey will get you set
Right.
up out there.
And we
then,
do.
Yeah. And so, like,
Oh, dude, you played the only Rocktoberfest we ever did.
really? What was
What was it? What was your band? Fuck. Yes. Hold on. What
Was
the
it when
name?
I was in the sweaters and the collar look?
I
the
think
preppy
so.
boy
Yes,
look?
yeah.
Oh, God.
Hold on. What was the name of the band? Catharsis.
Catharsis. Yeah. That was my first
Catharsis.
band.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Catharsis.
You know, we had to change our name because we found out there's a metal band named Catharsis. And they were way better than us. I don't think we got a C and D, but like we played. Oh no,
what was the vocalist's name of that band?
Joey Swindle.
Thank you, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Years and years. I could have just texted you. I've
Yeah.
been trying to think of it on my own for years and years.
Well,
I saw
Joey,
that guy.
he lives in Dallas now.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's got kids. He's doing great out there. So.
I have a fucking wild ass memory of him. He bodied Colin from Acidy's Burn at Juanita's to steal the microphone. Do you remember? You know exactly.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was good.
That's good.
Very
times.
funny.
Well, Joey was wild like that.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Well, I know.
Like Joey's probably never gonna listen to this, but I'm just gonna say it. Like,
Oh, yes, he is.
he
Hi,
was,
Joey.
Hi, Joey. He was probably one of the most energetic frontmen at that time in Little Rock. He was just a wild man.
Dude, I loved him.
Dude, and so do you remember when like punching each other and kicking each other was like a big deal in the scene where like if you're playing and you're not hitting each other, you're not having a good time? I have no idea.
We used to have a rule in my band: if you couldn't fucking move around and do stuff and fall
gonna
into
get
each
kicked.
other,
Yeah.
you would get kicked on purpose. Like I
Yes.
would leg you and bring you down to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so Joey was notorious,
Uh-huh.
and like he would get so amped up because like so I have ADHD like crazy. He like ADHD times 50.
He invented it. This
Yeah.
motherfucker was
Yeah.
patient
They
zero.
took his blood
Yeah,
and
yeah.
invented the disease. But like, man, he would get so, and you have to remember this. He would be like singing. He'd be like,
Oh yeah.
and we were like, bro, could you just sit still for 5 seconds?
Not
and
a
sing?
second.
Not
dude.
a second.
I bet him in a studio must have been fun.
Well, anyway.
Yep.
No comment. But yeah, he's doing good. I actually haven't talked to him in a long time. But you remember Alan Jukes, the guitar player?
Yeah.
I talk to him all the time. We're still good friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Wow.
still make fun of the tattoo he got because he's like, you gotta get a Catharsis tattoo.
Catharsis
I was like,
tattoo.
no thanks.
Yeah, having your
Yeah.
own band tattoo. I have one.
Yeah,
But I've been in
I've-
the same band for like we're pushing 2 decades
Well,
here.
yeah.
It's like-
I would probably get like, I'd probably get a Soul Embrace tattoo, like an SE or something, or a Saints tattoo.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I haven't.
Saints tattoo would be cool. The logo
Yeah. Just on my butt.
on your butt
Check
cheek.
this out.
But I have your band logo on my butt cheek. What? True
Saints doesn't spell saunts. Look.
look. Croissant.
Croissants. Anyway. Oh Lord, we're this is what happens
So
when we get together.
He knocked Colin over.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just funny. I had to share that moment with you.
No,
'cause I was
that's
like,
funny.
I know you were there.
Oh, I was.
Everyone was there.
Well, dude, so
that show
like,
was packed as fuck.
that's what was awesome. So even like back
I
to
think that
music
might have
stuff.
been the last time they were at Cities Burn, that version here, actually.
With Colin
With
on
Colin
vocals.
and yeah.
Yeah. Because when they played here last time, they had what's his the
last time, I
brother?
don't even know. Oh, TJ was their main vocalist.
TJ, but who's his brother? Colin,
Cody.
the bass player.
Colin was
Yeah.
the bassist, which he was
Yeah.
the guitarist, and then he moved.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of
There was a lot of
That poor band.
Well, the funny thing is like ACB, like Saints used to tour with them.
I know.
Yeah, so like because we had this whole, it was like, so we had Plea. They weren't Plea at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Plea for Purging. They were UD Till Ashes or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Why would you be able to remember
I
that?
don't
That's
know.
so crazy. That's
But-
such a crazy pool.
Yeah, but like Plea and ACB and Saints, we all used to go out.
That's wild.
Yeah, so and that was before everybody hit it.
Yep.
So like but like back then, we couldn't tour for like 6 weeks. We could only do like 4 or 5 days. So we do like 3 or 4 days.
We're in
with
high
Plea.
school, guys. We
Right. Well, I wasn't in high
No,
school.
not
I
you,
was
but-
like 132. But we went out with we used to go out with those guys, and and it's funny because it was like we got that from Drew from Encomium,
Uh-huh.
because Encomium, they toured pretty hard.
They really did.
What's surprising
Through
to me,
multiple versions too.
dude, their latest version, their last
The
record
last
they put
version.
out,
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one picked them up.
I can't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
They were my favorite band for the longest
They
time.
were probably one of the best bands in Little Rock for a
Them
while.
and Strike the Choir.
Yeah.
at the
Oh
same
my God.
Best band no one's ever heard of, dude. You can
I
say
haven't heard
Strike the
about them in
Choir.
forever.
So someone just sent me a link. I'll send it to you. Somebody found one of their old records on Bandcamp.
Dude, you know who I would love to have some stuff of is Six Shine. Do you remember them?
I don't.
They were probably
but
before your
everyone
time.
talks about them. They were right before my time.
Dude, Six Shine. So Six Shine, Sacrifice were the bands that like I heard in Arkansas and was like, I might be able to take a stab at this.
I bet CT or Jeff Morgan would probably be.
I've reached out to CT and I haven't talked to Jeff, because
bet he would have some.
but CT was like, well, nobody really has it, and I was like,
Yeah.
somebody has got those DAT tapes somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
Just
I bet
find
they're
out
at
where they
Crystal
made it.
Studios.
Good. That dude don't throw away much.
No,
They
he
might
doesn't.
be. Well, he's all digital now. I don't know.
The first Soul Embrace record was done there.
Uh-huh.
I went in
That's
there.
I used to live
Yeah, you were right there.
right down the street.
Yeah.
I would go there for funsies as a child, and
Yeah.
little did I know all these badass bands I know were making records in his fucking. I did a couple of things there. Never would have guessed. Never.
Yeah. I actually never recorded at Crystal, but like I wanted to just to do it.
I mean, it's clean.
Oh yeah.
It's a clean sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost too clean for what we were doing.
Well,
I
back
was
then
like, where's all the?
it didn't sound like grindy grind. It,
Uh-huh.
You know, it didn't sound like there was like something wrong with it. We couldn't record it.
Oh, that's not how I hear it from from
Listen.
the stuff I'm listening to.
Okay, guys, listen. I'm playing through a PV right now. Or I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a pretty good amp.
Pretty good
So I want my sound to emulate.
It's from the 80s. It's pretty nice.
I think 3 of the 4 speakers are blown. So please give me that tone.
Yeah.
Funny
Tone
story.
Daddy. Yeah.
We were out, one time, going back with Embodiment, we were playing some shows with Embodiment, like right when Sean came in. No, actually, it was when they were doing Hold Your Breath. They did Hold Your Breath. So we played a show with them here, Catharsis, actually. We played a show with them because I knew
Good
Sean
times.
and Andy and those guys.
Uh-huh.
And Alan's amp went out. It's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to
It's
me.
the most embarrassing.
But it went out in the middle of our song, so instead of just us like, okay, well we're done, we'll move on. He gets on the mic and starts going, and starts,
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. And I was just like, guys, you know, I was like, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but I was like, I was mortified because it was like, to me, it was like, okay, this is the show that's
I would
gonna
have fucking left. I would have left,
dude.
Like,
I
I'm done.
almost pooped my pants. I was so embarrassed. I was like, and I told him, I was like, dude, we're trying to like use this as a platform to get better shows.
We're cool, dude.
Yeah, don't embarrass me in front of Sean.
Yeah, like exactly. Like stop what you're doing now.
Yeah, well,
Some people don't really know how to live in the moment, and then other people are trying to.
to be fair, now it's hilarious,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
really doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
at the time, I was like 20 years
you're
old. I was like,
crushed.
I'm gonna die.
My dreams are dead.
Yeah.
This was it.
This was
tour
the show
it. This
where we
was
were
the
gonna
one.
get
Yep,
signed.
That's right.
This was the one. But anyway,
This is the time we were going to play just good enough where someone was going to make that phone call.
Right.
And it was going to be all up from here.
I think the pinnacle of my career was when we made Lamb Goat and they told us we should van flip.
What the fuck?
Do you not remember Lamb Goat back in the day?
They're still around. Look.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hilarious. So, like, Lamb Goat was the spot beside the, what is that picture? I don't know. Drop it.
Oh, we do. It's like the Simpsons thing. We have a different one every episode. So if people are paying attention,
Ah, nice.
they can catch all the different Polaroids that Kerr's taken. I've said it before. Yeah.
We can edit that out.
Nope.
Okay.
It's in.
No
baby.
edit. But
I hate editing. Dude, you ever edit something that's 3 hours long?
Yes,
you have
I
to
have.
listen
Terrible.
up to that point because you just don't know where it's
Yes.
at. Yeah.
You have to listen to the whole episode again. But what was I talking about?
Which I listen to parts of it to make sure the
Yeah.
audio is right, but I don't.
Right.
Used to, I would listen, like when we did ours, I would just listen to the entire thing.
Right.
Because I was so, you got to cut out all the silent bits. That's not how it works. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So I would spend hours.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, so Lamb Goat, you remember, like, that's where you would get all your band news? Like,
Oh,
when
yeah.
the internet first came in. So when I joined, I'll kind of give you a little history. So when I signed, you know, again, most of my era was Tooth and Nail Solid State.
Yep.
So when I got into Soul Embrace, which had already done 2 records on Solid State, I was like, oh, sweet, I made it. Yes. Because you remember that time.
Uh-huh,
I was like,
I
I
do.
was working my freaking ass
Yes,
off.
you were.
Touring my balls off. Whatever I could do to get out there.
I know.
And finally, it was like, okay. And I was just about to call it a day. I was like, all right, I have done too much. I'm tired. And then, you know, I did the Morningside thing, which was huge. But Rocky was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a Soul Embrace record. I want you to be on it." I was like, "Yeah,
Hell yeah, finally.
So we finally go get
This is my
tour,
time.
real tour. Turns out real tour is just like crappy tour.
That's right.
Just for all you kids out there that want a tour, no matter what level you're at, it's gonna suck.
Yep.
It's gonna suck.
The good points are the points where you're stopped and you're hanging out. I don't remember a lot of the shows. Some shows I do, memorable ones, but most I don't. And I've
Yeah.
only been on a handful. It's like, but I have so many memories of just like walking through a parking lot and someone like doing a fart or
Right.
saying a funny
Throwing
joke.
fireworks
Like,
in the middle of a show.
Literally,
Yeah.
yeah. Like those are the things you remember,
Right.
Bad or good.
Well, yeah. So Lamb Goat, you remember everyone van flipped. They didn't like your band. They wanted you to van flip and die.
yes.
Van flip.
Which is so fucked up. You got van flipped by Lamb Goat?
like every
Give me this
time.
fucking sticker
No,
right
leave
there,
that
you
sticker on there. It's
motherfuckers.
hilarious.
Dirty bastards
No,
want my friends to die.
It's a different owner now.
Okay. All right, we'll put it back on.
Okay.
We'll put it back on.
Like bought Lambda like a year
Is that why it's resurging? Because it's
Okay,
doing
that
really
makes
well.
sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because
But-
I got this at Furnace. The
Oh,
person,
right
their
on.
representative was.
That was the guy.
Oh, fuck! Well,
Cool. There you go.
met some people I didn't know.
Let's van flip back on our wheels. So
We're back on the road.
we're back on the road, guys. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, at first I was like really pissed off. I was like, what the hell? And then I
Can't
was
believe
like,
it.
but I did make lamb goats. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
cool. Yeah.
Hey, any press is good press,
Dude, I mean, honestly, like the coolest things that ever happened to me was like walking into Best Buy and seeing my record on the shelf. I
The
was
end
like,
cap, dude, like, come
I was
on.
like, oh my god. And I literally have a picture I took on my stupid
Hell
slider
yeah.
phone back in the day. I was like, I made it.
Made it.
Yeah.
That was making it.
Yeah, well,
that
to
was
me
it.
it was.
The pinnacle, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
the
in Best Buy.
$35 I got a month.
and they just, and they just canceled physical media forever.
I
It's
saw
gone.
that. That's sad. But
Dude, I didn't know they meant video games too.
They're taking it all. Yeah,
It's
all
gone.
going digital.
Dude, what sucks is they're not clearance.
No, it's just
They're going
gone.
back to the
Yeah, they're
warehouse.
just going back to
Well,
the
that's
warehouse.
the thing that sucks is what those things because I used to work for Best Buy back in the touring days.
Right.
So like,
Oh, you did.
yeah, I did work at
I
Best Buy.
remember going there and seeing you there.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, you want to buy some speakers? Boom,
You guys
boom.
need any HDMI cables? It's how we make the most money.
Yeah.
Please, God, buy.
And the service plan on
Yeah.
your $35 radio I just sold you. You need a $50 service
Yep.
plan.
It's
But
never gonna break, but just in case.
it's gonna break.
Yeah. He turned into White Goodman from
Yeah.
fucking Dodgeball. It's not gonna break, but it's gonna break.
It's not gonna break, but
Because we put a sticker on your car and we hire people to walk around and break your stuff.
so you have to come by.
That actually did happen. A pawn shop was doing it.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah, dirty. They would
Yeah.
steal the shit back.
I mean, that is kind of a good business
I
strategy.
mean,
What
it
do you
worked.
It did something. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, with like music, back to that, I want to do it again because I'd like to do it again, but at that time in my life, it was awesome because it was like I'm getting to do big tours.
Oh yeah, you were doing it.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was out here. I'm doing it,
Yeah.
and then we walked into a Hot Topic in California, and like there was a whole setup with like our record and like
Me and you were like the
t-shirt.
tale of two stories, man. It's like
Yeah.
the guys who did it, it just worked. That little bit of luck just happened,
Yeah.
right? And then
Oh,
you're
it was
right
total
under,
luck.
And then you're right under them, going, "Come on, motherfucker!" And then I'm right under you, like
Yeah.
just any fucking little thing
Yeah.
would work. And it's
just
just like
anything.
It's just like, dude, and there's always been that staircase.
Oh yeah.
And-
well, dude, man, like I was saying, it is luck because
It is.
the funny, like I was playing, I was local.
Some of the best musicians I've ever seen in my life were people I knew personally. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we just played every chance we got.
Right.
Right. And the funny thing is back in the day, you didn't have YouTube.
yeah,
You
nothing,
didn't have
bro.
any of these things, but it was like
Nothing.
they would have to see you play.
Which that's what I'm
Right.
a live band. Like we're still in that dynamic. Like
Well,
we
dude,
have
the-
such a hard time doing social media because
Right.
half of our career was spent just do it in the room.
Right.
Prove it to them.
Well, yeah. Well, that's how you had to do it back then.
Yeah.
We had to tour, and like I knew that, and it was like, so like what happened to me is I just bounced around. Like I would play, and I would just play with my band every chance I got. We're gonna
Yeah.
open for like Logic 34. I don't know if you remember them.
Oh hell yeah. I
So we were
remember
pretty
Logic
good friends
34.
with those guys. So every time they came into town, we played with
I
them.
know.
And Travail, we got
Yeah,
good friends
I
with those
know.
guys. So like then they merged and made that super group that another band that should have sold 50 billion
And didn't.
records and didn't.
Yep.
But what was it Tomorrow's Rescue?
Yeah.
That's what they were called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was a good band.
You are opening up fucking mind caverns. Things I have not thought of.
well, dude.
decades.
It's just I've been in this so long, dude.
I know.
But it's like I've been in it in every aspect: radio,
I know.
tour, booking, everything. But You had to tour.
I think that's smarter though.
It opened.
I think
That's what I was
doing
getting
more
at. Was
aspects.
it opened a lot of doors for me because it was like with the Soul Embrace thing. Like the reason I got into that was from John LeCompte from Mind Rage.
There you go.
I was in a radio. I did the radio show with his wife at the time.
Yeah.
I did the radio show with her, so we were really good friends. And then John, he recorded. He was recording a little bit at the time. He has a really nice studio now, the Red Room.
Yeah.
And he was doing some early recordings with us, like learning how to do it. So he was like, well, here, I'll record y'all for cheap just so I can learn how to do this. And he was like, you're pretty good. It's like, and like at that time, John was in Mind Rage, and I was like, oh, thank you, John.
Sweet Lord.
Sweet Lord.
Just pass out.
Yeah,
Just slump down like a
he'd
building.
come see our bands play, and like not to like blow my butt up, but he's like, dude, you're making the rest of this band look like they're sitting still.
Dude.
And that was my thing,
right.
like but
It's okay to be proud of yourself. We got this weird thing in our cultures where it's like you can't be happy that you earned some shit.
I worked for it. That's
You
for
did.
sure. I worked my ass off.
We
But
all have.
John would be like, yeah, you're good. So when he got into Evanescence, when John and Rocky went with Evanescence,
Right.
I was like, holy crap, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
You guys did it.
That was doing it.
You can hate that band all you want.
And I do.
And that's great.
Yeah.
I don't care for them much myself.
Right.
But
the fact that your friends did
two
something.
of my friends were doing
that's right.
amazing things.
That's
and
right.
like I was so excited for them because that was the like I knew like POD and I knew Sacrifice. I was good with friends with those guys.
POD, I mean, fuck.
They did it and they're still doing it.
Still
doing it.
I mean, crushing.
Well, those guys are just angels, dude. They're awesome.
Never
guys.
met one of them.
They're amazing.
I worked one of their shows, but didn't get to meet them.
Dude, they're sweethearts. But like,
Yeah.
anyway, John and them are doing this huge. I mean, that's the top of like metal rock. They were doing the thing.
Oh, you're at the peak, the pinnacle. Yeah, I mean, they were.
Well, the cool thing was like, I'm still out here working.
Yeah.
And John comes back from that big, what was the record? Fallen. The Fallen tour cycle.
That's right.
That was like a 3-year cycle. He comes back. He's like, hey, we're going to do this band. And I mean, it was like, to me, it was like a weird business meeting because, I'm still like DIY local.
Uh-huh.
And
well, he's seen the other side of it.
yeah. So he's like, hey, man, do you remember, what was that downtown high rise that everybody used to practice at? What was that place called? Donaghy building. So they rented out like a floor.
They had a 13th floor.
Yeah, they had
that
a whole
building
floor.
predated the Superstition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, we have a jam spot at Donaghy.
I say that as if it's not still there. The building is
well,
still
the
there.
jam spots
but
are not.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you a funny
long
story
gone.
about that building here in a minute. But we get there, and he's like, hey, we're at the Donaghy building. You could rent rooms.
That's how Truth Farm started, was in that building.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome. And he was like, come over here. We want to talk to you. And I said, okay, whatever. So I bring my wife with me. She always went with me to stuff. And then he's walking out. They've sold, 10 million records at this point.
Yeah.
And then he's walking around the corner. And then Rocky walks around the corner. And I was like, what is this? And then some guy I've never even seen before walks around the corner. And I was like, he looked like Daryl from Glassjaw. That's who I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, my heart sank. I was like, is that Daryl from Glassjaw? And I was like,
don't know why, but I thought you were going to say Hall & Oates.
The guy from Hall & Oates walks around.
That's where my brain went immediately.
I would have been like, who are you? But so anyway, we get up to the jam spot, and he's like, hey, we're going to start a band. We want you to do it.
Sick.
And I was like, let's go. But the thing was, I worked and like I was able to play and I was good, competent, had good gear, always made sure my gear was good.
Right, yeah, your gear was top notch.
And he was like, hey, we're going to do this. Our first show was in like a month. Our manager was Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath's
Get the
wife.
fuck out of here. What the fuck,
Gloria
dude?
Butler was our manager. So that's I'm
right off the...
So I went from playing Vinos.
Yeah.
Vinos, right? So, 300 people.
Yeah.
Good, Vinos put out. We did good. I worked hard. Saints was doing good, cool things. Oh,
Awesome.
wait, this is before I was in Saints.
Before Saints.
This was right when we were finishing up Between the Second, when I was with them.
Right.
And that band, even like Alan and those guys.
I thought y'all were going to do something.
Dude, we had a contract with
Really?
Paula Jones, not the
I only saw y'all
Clinton
once.
Paula Jones.
Right. Yeah.
But
the blowjob one, the other one.
yeah, well, we recorded at Trent Reznor's studio in New Orleans. That's where we recorded that record, that EP we did. So we had a contract with her. It was like a finder's contract. I don't remember exactly what it was called.
Like she's gonna get X amount if
if we get
signed.
if we get signed, she gets a piece of it because she produced the record.
Right.
So anyway, we did that, and that was kind of coming to an end. And so I went from playing Vino's, right?
Yeah.
Good shows at Vino's.
Yeah.
And then my next show, because I pretty much told them, like, hey, I'm going to go do this with John and Rocky. And so I'm there. We're tracking this record for Morningside. And I was like, oh, his first band had in-ears. And I was like, what's going on? And
This is
John
all
breaks
too
out this
real.
guitar case, and there's like 7,000 like ESP guitars. And I was like, can I have one of those? And anyway, so long story short,
Yeah, I'll get them for free, man. Here.
well, yeah, I'm just gonna give you like the trajectory of a
Yeah, yeah.
musician. So I go from Vino's. Our next show is is Mudvayne and Breaking Benjamin.
Wild.
I went from 300 to 10,000.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I remember that show. I like walked out on stage. We were opening, and I was like,
It is more people.
oh my god! Like, dude, I bet I walked like I would ridden a horse over there. I was just like, whoa. But
Everyone's
dude,
looking like, what the fuck?
well, dude, and I get out there and there's just like a sea of people. I've never played a show that big, and like we hit that first note, like boom, and it was just like I was in it. And then
It's like it's like something takes over your body.
yeah, dude, it will. So
You're just like, I'm not me, it is me.
Right,
And I'm
well,
just doing what it wants.
the funny thing is like, you play those kind of shows. I mean, literally 10,000 people.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That's when Mudvayne was like LD50, like up there.
that's crazy because my only goal I have left in music is a 5,000. I haven't got there yet. I've done over
It's-
1,000 a couple of times,
Right.
which is great.
Right. It's
But
a
I've
whole
never
other world.
seen like the 5,000
but
room.
but you got to imagine like from a local artist.
Oh no!
And giving
Dude,
total
your
props to
very
John
next
and
show is
yeah,
fucking
to give props to
a
John and Rocky
sea
for-
of people.
But that's the whole thing was like I worked my ass off and I could perform well, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to do this. You can do it." And I said, "Okay, I can do it."
Yeah, yeah. No,
And
it's
then
great.
we played the show. We have our own trailer, which was weird. I'm like, I was like, well, I'm just gonna hang out in my car, and they were like, well, we got a trailer.
There's a green room. Like we
Yeah,
have a whole room.
a whole trailer
Yeah.
over here. And I was like, a trailer? And they're like, oh yeah, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, man, is anybody going to McDonald's? I got like $5. And they were like, no, there's catering.
Catering.
And I'm over there with like who's the singer from Mudvayne? I'm sorry, I don't know. His name. I've been on the road
Joe?
with him and I don't know his name. Anyway,
what the fuck? I don't
whatever.
know.
I'm sitting there beside him. He's like, this cheese dip's really good. He didn't have any makeup on, and I was like, cheese dip.
It's very good cheese. It must be. It tastes a lot like ponchos. Have you had that before?
Have you ever been to Mexico, Chiquito? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but dude, like, so I go from playing Vino's, Mudvayne, Breaking Benjamin.
But it's funny how fast that goes away. The
That's
jittery
exactly
things.
well, not just the jittery, the whole thing.
The
went
whole
away.
thing went away.
Yes. So it was.
Well, that can be in one album cycle.
I wasn't even
One
an album.
tour,
We didn't,
you're just like,
well, we did
it's
it.
not catching.
No, well, and that was the thing was like we didn't hit,
Yep.
and I was like 100% sure like we are going to do. I mean,
You're playing the right shows.
We
You're
were
doing
on a
the right.
conference call with Lava Records,
Wild, dude.
and it's like we were like, okay, this is it. Lava was a subsidiary of
Yeah,
Atlantic,
yeah.
right?
That's
and
crazy.
we were like, okay, this is gonna happen. And then like we play with Story of the Year, we play Sum 41. We're playing with these huge acts.
Huge.
And I'm just like, oh my God, I've made it. And then like
the record
it just didn't take.
just didn't take.
And then Evanescence is like, hey, we're fixing to start the second cycle.
So of course they're like,
Well, they were like, hey, we gotta go, we got bills to pay, dog.
yep.
See ya.
Deuces.
All right, Jeff. Go back to getting McDonald's. No more catering for you.
I got a guy who does roofs if you want his phone
Yeah,
number.
I went back to my job. So anyway, went from that, and that's when Saints came around. So like Alan and them, and again, same thing, complete luck. I had nothing going on. I was like, okay, well, this is where I got whatever. I'm moving on. And then Saints was like, yeah, hey, we want you to come play for us. And I was like, all right. So we started doing Saints. Then we started doing small tours with Saints. And then like Saints does whatever it does at that time. Again, like not to.
It did a lot fast.
It did, and I really thought we were gonna hit it.
Especially after the music video. That music video got a lot of attention.
Yeah, the one we did later. Yeah. Well, this was like early when we first
early
started,
on,
when we
I
were
see.
like before Please started and with ACB when we were out with those guys. Like before ACB got signed, that was right before they signed to Solid State.
Jesus Christ.
And then it was right before Please signed to Face Down. So like.
So you're like in the realm with all the right people. Yeah.
So we were on these short runs with these guys, and there was other bands like Once Nothing that came on later from Solid State.
Yeah,
You remember
yeah,
them?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we were in that scene, right? That metalcore scene.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in with everybody, and we were like, yeah, all right, this is looking like we're going to get it, because Plea was like, y'all need to keep going.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
ACB was like, y'all need to keep going. Just give it a little time. And then
Just time. And
Saints
time
crashed.
and time.
It just crashed. And I was like, crap. But right when Saints crashed, that's when Rocky was like, hey, let's go do this Soul Embrace thing. And he was off the Evanescence cycle again.
Yeah.
He was like, it's going to be, me, you, Lance, Chad. We're going to do this record. And I was like, okay.
My heart's a little fragile.
Well, the thing is, I'm a little sad. You guys have told me it's going to happen.
We're on 2 now.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the second time.
Yeah.
But we
I've had my fair share of those moments too.
Oh yeah, well dude, I just remember signing that contract. And
See,
it was
that's
like,
where I never got to, but I was right there. I've always been
Yeah.
at the meeting,
right,
but
just
never
got the
never got that next
Well, if
step.
it wasn't for Rocky, it never would have happened.
Right.
Let's be honest. But dude, I just remember signing that contract with the tooth and nail logo at top, and I was like, oh my god.
I would have been like, I need 10 copies of this.
I still have
Like,
it.
we're doing our record.
Right.
We haven't announced the show date yet, but we're doing.
I heard you talking about that.
We're doing the vinyl, and I.
Oh,
told
you
the
are
guy-
doing vinyl?
It's a whole thing.
I like
You'll
it.
get one. Don't worry. I'll
I'll
explain
buy
it to you. I'll explain it to you after this.
Okay.
We have come up with quite the thing.
I'm excited.
But I told the guys, I was like, I'm getting like 5 for myself, and
Yeah.
I'm spray painting one of them hoes gold because I don't give a fuck what the people say. That bitch in my head is a
It's a
gold
gold
fucking
record.
record, and you can kiss
That's
my
how
ass all
you
day long.
need to
Because
feel
if the
about it.
people knew about it,
Yeah.
they'd buy that motherfucker, and it would be gold.
Right. Well, dude,
And
and
fuck
you know
'em.
what? I don't care. Y'all are a good band. Y'all need to
Yeah.
do it. But anyway,
And so I'll have my gold record. Fuck what the
I'll
industry
spray the other
thinks.
side for you.
That's right.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, we'll do it together.
That's right. I'll let you put it on my shirt. Hey, spray it. Don't say it, spray
Don't
it.
say it, spray it.
But we get so dumb together. But
It's the
anyway,
best.
it was
Shotgun
but
breakdowns.
That's where I guess the pinnacle hit for me. Like, I was in magazines. I'd see
I know.
ads and
I
like
know.
Revolver, and then like we're in Alternative Press and HM and doing big tour cycles. We did the first Scream the Prayer. Which ended
So sick.
It sucked for us. It was
Did
bad.
it?
That was a bad tour.
Really?
Oh yeah, that tour sucked.
Man, we hosted a couple of those at the Village, and it was always seemed to be probably not the first one though. This is
Yeah,
probably,
no,
like,
the
later
first
down
one.
the line.
I mean, it wasn't. The tour wasn't bad. It was just a lot of acts. So
yeah, it was.
it
it was the most drum kits I've seen in one
dude.
place
It was like
at one time.
It was like the small
Yeah.
Christian Ozfest.
Literally.
And back to Morningside. I remember we were going to be on, and I don't know
On Ozfest?
We were going to be on Ozfest. Like there was discussions of us doing the Ozfest tour, and we were like, I was like,
Oh, give it to me.
well, and here's where the change came
I just
in.
hope the showdown's there.
Well, here's the thing: is you remember new metal was on Ozfest at that time. It's when new metal was just dying off, and Morningside was more of like a new metal
Right.
project.
Oh, so they were like, we're moving in this direction.
The next year was when
Motherfuck.
Bleeding Through,
Okay.
through all those guys.
Uh-huh.
That's when they went on.
Son of a bitch.
We missed it by like a year,
Damn it, dude.
but whatever. And
Oh,
it's-
talk to Kurt.
hey Kurt.
I gotta pee. I'm sorry. Oh, hey.
Yeah, go for it.
Medicine's got me fucked up.
Yeah, you're good, buddy. But anyway, yeah, y'all had Hold on here not too long ago.
Yeah.
So they make fun of me because I was talking about this story with them.
Well, they go by Big Cloud now.
Well,
it's a
yes,
different band.
I'm an idiot.
I think they said Hold is still like a thing. It's just not a
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Well, so I get my haircut at the barbershop at Dogtown. And
Shout out to Dogtown Barber Lounge.
Hell yeah, the lounge. But
If you ever need some hair to disappear, it's a great place to do it.
That's absolutely the best place to do
Yeah.
it. Every barber in there is good. I like them all. But they make fun of me when I walk in there. Like, guys, I don't know if y'all know, but I almost played Ozfest. And they were like, you're the only guy I know that brags about almost playing a show.
Hey, it's a big accomplishment,
But it really wasn't anything.
but it could have been.
But it
You
wasn't.
you got closer than everybody else in that room,
I guess so.
and everybody in this room. Most of the people
guess.
listening to this.
I guess so.
Do you know anybody that played Ozfest?
Mm-hmm. Well, now I do.
Well, yeah, but
Not from here, no.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's
so it's still a brag. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But it was cool to see,
Yeah.
to have my career go, if you want to consider it a career, to see myself.
It
do
was
those
definitely a
things.
career. I mean,
I mean, I did get paid.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't a lot. But I got to do it.
More than most. I mean, in
Yeah.
today's age, a band can have the same trajectory and accomplish the same things and still, I would say today, make literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like in comparison, because there's nobody's really like buying albums
No,
anymore.
they're not.
Like
Not
you're
unless
talking about like
established.
going into Best Buy and seeing your record like
Mhm.
from the past like I'd say 10 years to like the foreseeable future, no one will ever really be able to experience that again. You know what I mean?
But I mean, do they do so? And I'm showing my age here for sure. But like, do people like gauge their success by streams now, more or less? That's kind of what I'm gathering.
I think so.
Right.
I don't know, because it doesn't always equate.
Right.
Because it's that's easier to manipulate than ever. I mean, like,
I guess
like the
that's
people who do it right and build up a following and things like that. And they'll tell you, like, obviously, like, you know, this city really loves what you're doing. This city doesn't give a shit, that kind of thing. But I mean, like, there was a story years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, about a kid who, like, did a solo project on Spotify, blew up his numbers, and then booked a whole European tour, like in like mid-sized venues based on his Spotify numbers. First show, nobody shows up.
Dang.
So then the whole tour got canceled. Because he like faked his way into it to like make it look like he like had this like
is
following.
Where fake it till you make it,
and
actually
it didn't,
is not real.
And it did, did not convert to where like, because like if he would have faked it and the people actually showed up, like, all right, cool, maybe there's something here, but he like faked all those numbers and then no one showed up and it was a whole thing. So I don't know.
I have heard tell of people inflating numbers
Yeah.
and it not equating. I just didn't know.
There are bands that will come through Vinos that have, you know, 500,000 monthly listeners and bring 100 kids. You know what I mean? It's like those type of numbers you would think they would be playing somewhere like the Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But
I don't know.
It doesn't come out.
It's hit or miss.
Why don't you have a microphone, Kurt?
I do.
He does. It's right there. There's the interface right
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
We have to reset up the whole. We have to reset up the whole structure.
Gotcha.
So it's more than just a money issue. It's we just need
to
a
get
day.
set up. I get you.
Look, it's here. See?
Oh, I love it. Ooh, that is nice.
It's here. 4 channels. Power's under its own.
I like it. It is now.
No, but that's the proof of concept model, and then if it works, we just buy that on our own.
So we need to throw another show.
There you go.
Well,
Maybe
dude,
you'll get Saints to play.
that microphone, that stand, and this camera. That's a grand.
Man.
So it's like, I mean, we did what we promised. Everybody supported us, and we spent it on this pod. But it's like, how is that?
Adulting
that's
is
still,
hard.
dude. It's a motherfucker,
Adulting
dude.
is hard.
Podcasting on. So this used to be free.
Yeah,
all I did was buy a couple of SM58s. You remember, dude? The old setup was fucking.
It worked.
I built a table from pallets for free.
Right.
I put it in my fucking. Shout out to my wife, the just absolute badass that she is. It was in my master bedroom. We slept in the other end of the house.
I remember. Yep.
And just would have people come over.
Yeah.
And we
It
would
was a
just
good
talk. And you can upload talking. That costs no money.
Right.
But when you want to add video, oh baby, if it's
Yeah, it
not
gets
just
up
an
there.
iPhone, it is. Which is you have to. If you can't be a podcast and have no visual,
Yeah. No.
that's crazy.
Well, it's crazy because now, like when I listen to pods, like on Spotify, they have some of them have
the video on
come
them,
up.
so
Yeah.
we can do that too. But I just don't even know how, and I'm not even.
It's crazy, man. Everything's so digital and weird. Why can't we go back to playing?
I don't know. It's like I'm old, but even podcasting was newer to me. But I remember podcasts from the iPods. The Shuffles had podcasts.
Yeah.
But at the time, you're like, what even is that?
Right.
And now it's so big.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
the biggest form of media. And it's like,
Well, it's like
don't wanna do all
nobody has a local radio station anymore. You know,
just
like
start a
the like the
podcast.
what they call
yeah.
DJs. Like the DJs were a big thing. Now it's podcasting.
You're
It's
a
just
podcaster.
replaced it.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk a little bit more about like inflating numbers. So we were talking about Kurt and I were talking about like how record sales and now how do they
doesn't
equate success?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
I don't
'Cause
think
you
it
can
does.
fake it.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
Like,
you can absolutely bullshit it. I mean, you can just pay money and get streams from a farm from somewhere, God knows where, and boom, it's like let's say 500,000 viewers, like 500,000 listeners.
why would you do that?
But let's
as
say
an artist,
it's a legitimate 500,000 people. Like you didn't do anything nefarious. You're just a good, honest band trying to make it in this crazy ass thing we have. 500,000 people ain't fucking shit.
It's still like $20.
It ain't
Oh, it is,
fucking
yeah.
shit. First off, 500,000 people is only 500,000 people. Well, there's 40 million in California. So
Right.
all your fan base could be literally in California and you
Yeah.
wouldn't even know them.
dude, the crazy.
It's
and
like-
again, I'm like showing my day, but like
When I think about those numbers, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you think about 500,000 listeners, and then you look at like somebody like Metallica who has probably fucking 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Even that, they're world known.
Yeah.
And they only garnering that much attention.
It's crazy.
It's weird.
Well, dude, back in my day, there was
I also miss the day when having an EP could actually pay for
Right.
itself, and it wasn't just something you made for out of your pocket so people could have it.
It's actually only 24.9 million.
24.9 million. They're the world's they might be the world's biggest rock band of all time.
Probably.
They've played all the continents, so
Yeah.
they've played everywhere. You can't say they didn't play places. Now they're talking about playing in outer
Hasn't their
space.
record been on like the Billboard 200 for like 30 years or something like that?
I mean, it's like the
like
Black
them and
Album.
Pink
I'm
Floyd,
sure.
yeah,
Right.
Black Album and like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. They've been on Billboard.
They've just been selling records for infinity. It's
Right.
like
Every song you play is a hit.
right.
It's almost impossible.
So it's like,
Right.
but only 24 million people are listening to bullshit,
That's a weird
right?
perspective. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know, man. To me, it's just fucking not real. I actually don't put like Lame Johnny. We don't go on that shit.
Right.
I'm like
It's
hard
live
stance,
only.
like
Yeah.
fuck you. It's on Bandcamp because Bandcamp supports artists.
Right.
You got to put your money where your mouth is. You got to do what you say. Like you can't be punk rock and then be like, corporations, please love me.
Right. Well,
I want to go where the
used to
people
be-
make the rules.
Right. The rule used to be if you could sell 1,000 records,
1,000. Think about
physical,
that.
you could survive on tour.
Right. You
used to
needed
be-
10,000 fans is what they would say,
Yeah,
right?
you need like 1,000. If you could sell 1,000 to 10,000 records, you could survive. If you sold 1,000 records, you could survive on tour because you sold 1,000 physical copies. Someone's coming, whether it's 20, 15, whatever.
Maybe
So-
you know this. Isn't that how ACB got signed? Was selling that like
Their little doo-doo EP.
they sold like 1,000 of them
Yeah.
on their own, and so people were like, "That's fucking crazy."
That's how.
You know that EP was doo doo, bro.
It was.
It was so.
terrible.
How did they get so good? Because you listen to that EP and you go,
You know how?
"Who did this?" It
You go to Matt
Goldman,
Goldman down
I knew
there,
it.
and
I knew
freaking
it.
Matt
Yeah.
Goldman like makes
lights a fire in
He's
your
got
ass.
gold in his name,
That's right.
so there's
You
magic.
know, he just like laptop now. That's what I
Really?
heard. I think he just travels around.
Dude, Goldman that dude was a good
Oh,
producer,
he's,
man.
God, he made all my favorite records.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Minus like the old classic rock
Right,
shit,
right,
but
right, right.
I'm talking about like my era of shit.
Yeah, he did good stuff, dude. Well, like in my era, like even though I'm a weird like hybrid because
You are a hybrid
because it was
You-
like
you
I was
stretch.
I
you
was
span.
old enough for like the late '90s stuff, but like the early 2000s stuff, I was right in the
Got
middle
you
of
too,
all that.
yeah.
And then I went all the way through 2010, like
You
8,
might
9,
be
10.
the only one of you, dude.
Maybe
like in Arkansas, like as far
Maybe.
as guys who's, because everybody kind of stops. You're like,
Yeah.
that was my shit. Like, dude, I don't buy records no more.
Yeah.
Barely. If my bands that I love from my past come out with something new, of course,
Right.
support the thing. You know, Norma
Local
Jean.
band, like that kind of
Or a
shit.
local band. Like I'm more apt to just support my friends now.
Well,
like,
dude, if it's a
local bands, I'd rather
local
buy your
band that I
shit.
know, like, but here's the thing: is it always going to be the same? Like, I can stream
Right.
your record all day long, and that means absolutely Fruit Loops to you. It means nothing.
Means
if I
nothing.
buy a T-shirt
It's
or a
everything.
sticker pack or a vinyl, like Terminal, I'm friends with all those guys.
Right.
Like all those dudes, I consider them friends of mine. I mean, I call Dalton. I call him
Dalton.
Dad. He calls me Dad when we see each other, just because we don't have
Right.
dads. So it's like, hey Dad, hey Dad. I'm
Mine's-
old enough to be his dad.
Is yours
weirdly.
dad or you just didn't have a dad?
He just took off.
What a
I don't know.
dick.
Well, I mean, he used it well because here I am.
I mean, you're one of my favorite people. So
Thanks, man. But dude, like, so those dudes, I'll support them. And the funny thing is like, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you don't support them because I don't go to shows much anymore." But dude, I don't. I try to. It's just hard. But like,
you have 3 kids?
2 kids,
2 kids,
including myself, would be 3.
I mean,
Right.
Your wife's got.
She's
a saint, bro.
I'm glad someone knows because whew, that house is wild.
Gotta be wild,
It is
dude.
wild.
I can only imagine.
Dude, can you imagine having?
Because your kid must be like, Dad, I had this idea, and you're like, fuck yeah, you did.
Let's do
Let's
it.
execute it.
That's exactly what happens, Corey. I was talking about my youngest son in skateboarding. He's like, skateboarding's kind of cool. I was like, well, excellent.
Well, we're going to the Page Factory.
Here we exactly. I was like, I'm gonna order you a Powell Peralta board, and we're gonna play Tony Hawk nonstop. But
God.
anyway,
while we spin old records,
while
like
we
old skate
spin
records.
old records, and I talk about my glory days. But yeah, I guess I am because literally it was like from '93 till whatever, and I've been my career's done up and down paths or whatever.
And you seem to be paying attention too, still to like stuff that's going on from
I
afar.
am, but where I was going with that was like, to me, like with the guys from Terminal, if they put a record out, I'm buying it.
Absolutely.
But like it's same thing with you guys. If y'all
Their
put a
split,
record
they
out,
did
yeah,
buy
I'm gonna
that.
buy it. I'm gonna order it because like, I mean, I could be completely wrong. And Kurt, you're younger. You could tell me for sure because you make fun of me all the time.
He knows
for
a
my
lot
age.
of things I don't too.
Well, he knows a lot about the newer wave of
touched
stuff,
in.
but
Yeah,
like physical purchases still are a big deal, right?
They make more money than streaming,
right?
Still,
so that's why I do that.
when was the first Wax record made?
Yesterday.
No. But do the Google. Google it.
The Googlies.
When was the first Wax record?
You talking about like the cylinders?
Like how we no. Like how we know them. Like the
vinyl records.
The vinyl record. Put it on wax.
The first, I'm sure it's got to be the 40s, if not the 30s.
I mean,
I should have known
they were doing that shit.
How much vinyl I collect?
You really should. You are
I can't
a vinyl.
help it, dude.
If I had the money,
1948.
There you go. 1948.
Yeah.
The thing that was made in 1948 is garnering more money for musicians than the thing.
It's the number one selling media right now, right?
That is fucking disturbing.
It says the first recording ever was made on 1889 on a blank wax cylinder.
That's a cylinder.
That's the cylinders I was talking about. But like this says the first vinyl record was introduced at the soon-to-be
Speaking
standardized.
of those cylinders, there's one of like, is it Thomas Edison's speech? And this guy has it, and he just drops it, and it shatters all over the floor.
I would have lost my Duke.
I think it's Thomas Edison. It's something crazy like that. And he's just like, he's talking about it, and he like bumps his arm, and it just falls out of his hands and just shatters. Like, dude, you fucking...
I broke one of my records one day, and I almost
How'd you do
cried.
that? Dude.
I store my records stupidly, and I know it's stupid, but it's my brain, the way they have to be.
You do them in the...
Well, I have them in the sleeves, but like my mom gets on me all the time, right? Because my mom's the one. She used to collect records too. She was like,
half of those are mine, goddammit.
No, they're not, Mom. But it's funny now when we buy each other gifts, we buy records for each other.
There you go. That's a great gift, dude.
Well, dude, that's what we used to do. Me and my mom used to sit in the living room because it was just me and her, and we'd spin records. That's what we did. That's what brought in my love for music. But anyway, I had an X-Disciple X. Do you remember them?
No.
So
X-Disciple X?
You don't remember X-Disciple X?
No, I don't.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
I'll listen.
You need to go listen to Imitation of Love by X-Disciple X.
Okay.
That record freaking goes hard, dude.
Do you have it, I guess?
Oh, yeah. I have that and No Blood, No Altar, which is some of the tattoos I have. But anyway, I actually have some of their records tattooed on my arm.
That's awesome.
But I love that band. So I had their record, and I don't know if you can see this on camera or not, but like I store the records. You have the sleeve, you slide the record in or whatever. Well, you're supposed to keep the dust covers. You're supposed to store them up so they won't slide out of the sleeve.
Right.
I don't do that. I stir so I can reach in and grab it and put it right
on
the platter.
No.
Oh, I know it's a big no. Every vinyl collector I know is like, what an idiot. But I took the sleeve off and I was holding it and I turned to talk to one of my sons and the record slid out and it hit the concrete and just fractured the bottom of it.
Oh no.
I was insanely sad. So I can only imagine what Edison guy feels because that's like
not replaceable. Yeah, the Edison one's not replaceable.
Yeah,
Yours
they're
probably not be replaceable either.
I mean, I got another copy of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went on eBay and found one. It was like $200 fucking dollars.
Yeah, I actually texted Dave Quiggle, hey man,
you got any of this shit and there's laying around,
hey,
man.
You got any more than vinyl?
You got any more than vinyl records?
You got any more vinyl records? Peanut butter and crack sandwich. Anyway.
Dude, yeah, of course it's the most biggest medium. Go to Target.
Dude, yeah.
They have a vinyl section, and guess who is in there? All the top fucking 100 people.
Everyone is.
They're all in there.
Dude, Taylor Swift is killing it.
It's the number one.
They are the ones fucking it for everybody.
They are the ones fucking it for everybody.
That's
because
true.
the medium was going to go away. It was going to die. There were 3 plants left, and then all of a sudden, something happened. And now they're still just the big ones. They're trying. I've heard that they're trying to build a new factory that's modern, that can catch production up. But you know how long.
Still have that thought process of like it'll go away.
Do you know how long it takes to build
much those
a
machines
fucking industry?
cost?
Exactly. They have to make those machines.
Yeah.
So those machines aren't in production. They have to make brand new ones.
Well, dude, there's you know Jeremiah Chandler? So Jeremiah's a buddy of mine. We trained together, and his parents used to run a plastic mold injection business.
Whoa, yeah.
And he was saying, you know, they were like one of the bigger ones in the country from what I remember. And he was saying, because he worked for his parents and all that.
Yeah.
But he said the machines, just the machines to do that, were $250,000.
I believe it.
So you can only imagine.
And that's for one.
That's for one.
And
he would. That's why they had to close their business. Was like, we can't afford to do this.
And the records are still, most of them are still like a guy glooping a blue
yeah.
blob
Have
into
you seen
some
them make
beats.
them?
Yeah.
They literally roll them in the colors. And
It's
they just,
still a hand.
right, handmade.
Yeah, so I imagine a modern facility is going to have very few people in it. It'll
Well,
just be some machine going.
Well, back to Kurt's point, it is kind of screwing us for vinyl collectors. Now we're on a whole other thing we can spend an hour and a half on.
That's good.
But like vinyl records, like when these indie bands, so of course me being the nostalgia dork that I am, if like Beloved represses their record, I'm buying every color.
Right. Oh,
Right?
I have 7 copies of Under Oath's like 5th record, dude, because they pushed so many versions of it. I
Yes.
was like, fuck, stop.
I'm going broke here.
You fuckers.
I actually, the unoriginal guys, we've kind of, you know, we're not like best friends or anything, but I do know those guys
Yeah.
kind of. And so we talk off and on the socials, and they teased that they were going to put another Blood and Fire variant out. And I was like, dude, I already have 6. I can't buy
please,
another.
Please stop.
Because that record for me was like
And I get it.
groundbreaking record.
I mean, it's one way they make guaranteed money.
100%.
You make a variant.
And Russ and Dan, those are my friends. So
Right.
I'm going to buy
Gonna
it.
buy it.
And same thing with Sacrifice, dude.
Absolutely.
They just
They just repressed it. It's
I
in
bought-
my queue.
I bought every copy.
Yeah.
And I was like, and everyone's like, that's stupid. I was like, it is,
It isn't.
but it's not.
It only is from the outside looking in. Like, I'm supporting my fucking...
I'm supporting my friends, and I got a pretty cool record. Looks good on Instagram.
looks fucking cool,
I don't
dude.
know. I'm
Yeah.
not on the Ticker Talks yet, but I probably need to be.
You're fine.
Good. Because I
dude.
don't want to.
That app is ass.
Yeah.
Personified. Like,
Yeah.
it's just...
Worse now that they've included TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
And it's just
God.
Oh, no, it's just people shopping. They're just hoarding goods. Yeah, or not hoarding. They're just peddling wares is what they're doing. They're just like, want to buy my shit?
Like straight entertainment.
Yeah.
Now
It's just
Yeah.
fucking
Like,
Amazon
yeah. Oh, great.
with video.
With video.
And Amazon's adding video, too. I don't know if y'all have seen that. Video
No.
reviews?
No. Well, back to the vinyl thing is like, so all these larger artists are going to the plants. So with Unoriginal,
Mm-hmm.
they, you know, they're trying to repress these smaller artists that are like, you know, 500.
Well, that's what we're
250.
doing. We're doing a small run place.
Yeah. And
There's a bunch of those.
But for collectors, it's awesome. For
But when
collectors
you're
like me,
like-
because there's only like this many of them.
Right. But when you're a band like, Under Oath, perfect example. When they came back, their Rebirth vinyl, it was a year.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
took a year because they were like, oh, it's
The
in
Norma
the queue.
Jean Furnace
What
Fest
was it?
exclusive
It's in
took
the queue.
over a year to get.
But, Taylor just needed another 50,000 copies, so
Yeah.
we're going to make those first.
Right.
Then you get back in the
Well,
queue.
that's what I'm getting at. Well, the
Yeah.
other thing is they, so like, and I'm not trying to talk trash about any other bands, but like Project 86 just repressed their discography, right? They're selling
The
them-
whole thing?
Yeah, like
Holy shit.
Ruthless Heroes and all those. They repressed all those, or they pressed them for the first time on vinyl. So they went real quick, right?
Absolutely.
$60 for this record. They were charging $60. So I was like, "No, son, I'm out." And Project's great, but they weren't ever like my favorite band.
I don't know if it's a $60 great.
No. Now drawing back Black Lines, when I love that record, I bought that one. But the other ones, I was like, nah, it's a little, you know, no thanks.
60's high.
60's kind of high. Well, when everyone got them in, they're
See,
starting
like
to ship.
45 is like where I start to go.
It depends on who it is.
That's when it starts going.
Depends on who it is.
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Right. Well, here's the thing: is everybody got their records in, and they're pressed off center. So
they're rare.
no, they're
Or they're just
ruined.
bad.
They're bad.
But are they going to repress them and give them to him?
Well, I don't know, but there was a video that I saw. Like the needle is moving while the record's playing. It's like
No.
So it's pressed off center. The records are ruined. They've already shipped them. They've already paid for them. Everybody's already paid for them, so they're screwed. They're stuck with a record that sucks. Same thing. And I love Zayo.
That happened to E-Tid, but they made it good.
Well-
it happened to me. I got one of the blank.
Which one was it?
It was Low Teens.
Really?
I have it framed in my house. Jordan Buckley retweeted it. Thank you. Ooh,
Thank-
very good.
Thank you. No big
But
deal.
Better
Lovers,
I
good
framed
band,
it
by
like a
the
gold
way.
record. I framed it like a gold record. I put
Nice.
some of his art underneath it and shit because
Yeah.
it's missing 2 tracks on the back side. And they were
Is
like
it colored? What color was it?
pink.
Pink. Okay,
Hot
because I have a
pink.
white version. Yeah.
And it's like, so it's just one of those things where I was like, this is rare now because they made it good. So I have the actual
Right.
record. that plays just fine.
But then
I have the ruined one too.
Well, that happened. No, I love Zayo. You know, those guys are my dudes.
Right.
The same thing happened to me when they repressed Blood and Fire this last time. You know, they pressed it on 2 colors. They did like the clear with like the stuff, and they did the like the orange one.
Yep.
So did you hear about that mess up?
No.
So it's
Which
random.
I usually do because you're in those chat rooms and people are like, "What the fuck?"
But it's random. It's random. So like one record, I have 2 copies of it. One record spins fine. Another one gets hung up, and it plays the same loop over and over, and the needle won't move. You have to physically pick up the needle to set it down. So it's like dun 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 dun. It just plays the same loop over and over, and people were furious. They're like, "Yo!" But Zayo was like, and it's random because they're like, on some players it plays fine, and on some it doesn't. And I have one with like, no big deal.
Yeah.
I'm on the weighted arm.
It's a Technic
It's a Technic
from 1974.
Yeah, my mom actually gave it to me. No, but
I actually do have my dad's Technic.
oh, that's
stick.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, dude, my mom always told her, if you sell your setup, I want it. What'd she do? She freaking sold it in a yard sale for $13.
What the fuck?
With all, she had the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon first press with the stickers and the posters still in it.
The vinyl too?
The vinyl, yeah, all her vinyl. She sold all her vinyl.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Like we can't be.
I
We can't be
didn't do
mother
it.
and son. We can't be.
I was
like
furious.
Oh my god.
She did okay.
What
Look,
the? Now I did something far worse, but
Yeah.
that is still
I'm
unexcusable.
gonna drag my mom through the mud here because she's probably gonna listen to this. Mom, I'm just gonna tell you.
How dare you?
Well, no, I'm not even about the vinyl. It's my toys. So when I moved out of the
those
house,
are worth so
bro. So like I'm an '80s kid, so I had all the G1 Transformers. You know me, I collect everything. Y'all have seen my man.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, your room.
So I had all my G1 Transformers.
You have like a man house.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But like,
sick as fuck. That's baller
yeah,
shit.
well, I mean, I don't know. We worked hard to get there.
You did.
Well, I built it.
I
mean,
know,
it's like
I
you.
know,
I built it.
yeah.
I built it myself. So
Anything I need or want, I have to build.
Yeah, I build it.
I get it.
But dude, so my G1 Transformers, all my G.I. Joes, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so all those, like, all that stuff, and my Star Wars figures and all that, I left them in tubs in my closet in my room, and I was like, don't get rid of these. I can't put them in my apartment. Just don't get rid of them. And so when she moves, my mom moved to New England, when she moved to New England, I'm coming to help her move, and I'm like, where are my toys? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, where are my toys? And she goes, I gave those to Goodwill like 5 years ago. And I was like, no.
I just take a lighter and start burning everything.
No.
We're going to burn it all.
I just was like, I still to this day, I give her a grief about it. I'm like,
the amount of money people have made off that.
Oh,
you know,
it's
these
stupid.
resellers.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh my god.
We've come full circle from like music to collecting to what else do you want to talk about, Kurt?
I
love
this.
it.
This is podcasting, baby. We're
Dude,
podding.
I love. So back to vinyl, like, dude, I
shot.
love vinyl records.
I shot a vinyl.
You shot it
My dad's vinyls with a gun.
Yeah, but
like a shotgun.
It's which one he shot.
What did you shoot?
It's an original pressing of the Beatles' White Album.
All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys. I'm taking this phone with me.
It like valued at like $750,000.
You've got to be kidding me.
I shot
Corey.
it. My dad died. He didn't know about it. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him.
Never noticed it was missing?
Well, no, he did. He was mad as fuck. Like he was mad as fuck
You're
because
talking about the value.
he bought the records as like he was alive. Like he was just he was like, yo, this is dope. They're coming out with a new record. I'm buying that. He was like, go to the store and he would tell me he had his mom hated fucking rock and roll music. Like she hated it. So he would go and sit with his big headphones on and just like, and I have like this, like part of me just like yearns for that, like what he had. I'm just like, oh man, to buy like Led Zeppelin 3.
Right.
And come home and hide it from your mother.
And go listen to it.
And run up to your bedroom and put it in your fucking thing and put your headphones on so she can't hear it.
Right.
And just melt into that fucking record.
Well, dude, like to be fair, my mom was super cool about stuff like that because like
mom's got way cooler. This is like the fucking 50s and 60s.
Well, my mom used to take me to Peaches Records off JFK. Like, hey mom.
If my dad said I want to go to the record store, they'd probably throw him out the house.
There's a 1968 version of the Beatles' White Album.
Yeah.
For really listed at 30.
Okay.
Shut up.
So it went down then. Well, this was long ago, so maybe
Right.
the value, maybe people went, oh, it's worth a fortune, and then, like all the ones come out.
hanging
Yeah,
to it. Well, dude, so my mom used to take me to buy like.
But still,
Yeah,
I
Pantera.
shot that with a fucking BB gun for funsies.
Well, I mean, I've done some stupid things too, Kurt. It's all right. I mean, I was real mad at first, but now I forgive you. It's okay.
Here's a signed copy.
Well, yeah, signed.
There you go. Well, signed. Could you imagine?
No.
I mean, I still have like, oh man, maybe someday you could meet a Beatle. There's still 2 of them.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. You ever met a Beatle?
No.
You met some people. Ringo has got to be accessible as fuck. You got to be able to go to like Beale Street and meet Ringo Starr. Like,
I mean, I guess.
like,
I don't know.
is that not the one you want to meet?
I don't want to meet any of the Beatles.
I
I don't
do.
like them.
Shame, sir.
Well, you shot a record.
I did.
No, I'm not a Beatles fan. I'm not an Elvis fan.
I'm not an Elvis fan.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan.
I'm not either. I think she's a stain on humanity. Her fucking songs are substanceless garbage. People are paying like I saw a fucking thing the other day. Somebody's like, my parents and my family like helped me. It was like $6,000 for a fucking ticket. I was like, fuck you and fuck that. That's insane. You're a dumb fuck if you're paying $6,000 to see.
There's not an artist I would pay
Dude,
$6,000 to see.
Bring Freddie Mercury back from the dead. I don't give a fuck.
If Kurt Cobain walked into my house and said, "Hey, you come see me play for $3,000," I'd be like, "Yeah, no."
Nah, I'm good, dog.
Your head looks good though.
Yeah.
It's gotten better.
The surgery did.
The surgery
did.
did. They do great things
Ain't
here.
fucking no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't know how or why. Like it's like Mania.
Right.
Like there was Beatles Mania.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I get why people don't like the Beatles, but I'm just, it was my dad's favorite band.
No, I get it. It's it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And like, but again, it comes from like punk rock roots. You know what I mean? It's like
I get that.
I'm very anti-establishment for someone who works in a corporate office. Yeah, and it's like
I'm that for most things.
Yeah, and my mom was the same way, so I kind of get it from her.
But I still love I love a handful of mainstream bands.
I mean, dude,
not a lot. There's a handful.
There's a lot of
like Korn.
Yeah,
I mean, Die Hard till the day I die.
I mean,
Led Zeppelin, which technically they weren't.
But they weren't.
They're the biggest underground band of all time.
I'm gonna go see Lynyrd Skynyrd.
I would. Not now.
Not
I mean,
now.
maybe like
I don't know.
30 years ago.
I might buy a greatest hits. You know,
I saw ZZ Top and they ruled, but he was already.
I don't like Kiss. I'm not a big Kiss fan. Like I wouldn't go see Kiss.
I like Kiss. I like Kiss at a party on the radio, hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't just go, I need to listen to this record right now.
I don't even know what records are called from Kiss.
No, I don't either. But
I know who they are.
It's all like Detroit something.
Yeah.
Detroit Rock City. Like it's fun. It's great in movies. Like they're great in movies.
Yeah.
I like Detroit Rock City, the movie about Kiss.
Yeah, that movie was great.
That movie fucking rules.
But Kiss wasn't in the movie, were they?
Yeah, they're playing.
Oh, well.
They go to the concert.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I get why Kiss is big.
Right.
I get it.
I mean,
like
I do too, but like...
And
but
they're
again,
marketing geniuses.
They are. I mean, to be fair, but to give Taylor credit, that chick knows what she's
Marketing
doing.
geniuses.
She's a marketing
Everyone
genius.
wanted to give her credit when she was like standing up to the streaming companies. I was like, y'all do know it's just because she wants more money, right? Like, she doesn't give a fuck about it. If you didn't exist, she wouldn't give a fuck.
That's fair.
She don't care. She just wants more money.
Yeah.
She didn't fight for you. It's a byproduct. What?
To be fair, she does give out bonuses to her crews.
Okay,
She
well,
does.
that's true.
She gave out huge bonuses to all the truck drivers for her too.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of bands do that. I think they just did hers because it was
No, I'm talking like
such a
here's
staggering amount.
$50,000.
Yeah.
No,
it
she
was just-
she did. She
But
gave
she
them,
made
like,
$1 billion. Dollars.
No, yeah.
Well, it was a
I
billion,
think-
right?
I think the payout to the drivers was somewhere around like 1.
But still, dude, can you imagine being a truck driver and getting a $50,000 check from
No,
Taylor
absolutely
Swift?
not.
I would
bonus
take.
on top of
Oh,
it.
I'd
On
be the
top of
biggest
their
Taylor
pay.
Swift fan in the world. Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, I get it.
Yeah.
I can get it and not want it at the same time. Like,
I mean,
100%
like I
get
said,
it.
I will never buy a Taylor Swift record. But
never.
I totally appreciate.
I don't want to listen to it on the radio. I don't want
I
to
don't
hear
listen
it.
to the radio. That's
Yeah.
how punk rock I am. I don't even
either.
listen to the radio.
Dude, my wife will have the radio on, and I put my headphones in, and
My wife makes fun of me. 'Cause
I'm one
she's
of those
like-
dorks.
Well, she makes fun of me because like popular. Okay, so like here's one y'all can make fun of me for. I like Post Malone. I think he's awesome.
I love Post Malone.
But here's the thing: is like I didn't catch
Post
on
is a
to him
sweetheart.
till he was like already
Mega
huge.
huge. Yeah, me
Yeah. So
too.
what's the record that had Ozzy on it? What was that one called? It's got like I can't remember the name of the record. Hollywood's Burning, I think that's the one. Yeah.
Oh.
That's the record where I first like was like, hey, this guy's pretty good. And
Dude,
Amy,
his covers are phenomenal. Like
yeah,
that
but he
dude
makes
rules.
fun of. My wife makes fun of me. She goes, "You know, this guy's been on the radio for like 10 years," and I was like, "I don't listen to radio."
He's like one of what? Like, okay, he's one guy.
Right.
So one slipped through.
Yeah.
I like a handful of them. I like a
Right.
handful of them. There's a few that get up there that deserve to be up there. The rest
Yeah.
of it is clearly
Dookie.
plants.
Yeah.
It's just
There's a lot
industry.
of industry plans.
It's just industry making money, doing what they do best. Because that's all it's really ever been.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Well,
you
now
know, you tell a
labels are
bunch of
just like
kids.
Yeah, but labels are just banks now.
That's that's kind of
That's all they really
used
are.
to. You could get money from your bank. Like in the 80s, those were 19-year-old children, those bands that were making millions of dollars. And they made millions of dollars. And so did their label. And then it just slowly trickled over to where they just kept taking more percentages,
it's
more
monetization
percentages.
of the funds. That's what it
and they
basically
got rid of
is.
physical media.
Right.
And everybody thinks that wasn't on purpose. Get fucked. They're
Yeah.
the only ones making money now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I know. I have a record hung up with Universal that I can't get anything
There you go.
from.
And you never will.
And I
Unless
never will.
unless it's been 7 years and you can re-record the record.
Yeah.
That no one will give a fuck. Did you see what they did to Emery? Emery went and did that. They re-recorded, I think it's I'm Only a Man, because Universal bought everything.
I wonder if that's why Thrice did that.
Of course it is.
Interesting.
And then the week they released I'm Only a Man, Universal re-released The Question, which is their biggest record of all time, the same week. Oh, you think that was just a coincidence?
That
oh,
sucks, dude.
yeah, dude. And so what happened to Emery's record? It didn't do stellar. Like, they suck,
terrible.
dude. Fuck them.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'm high horsing it right now, baby.
I love it.
I
I
fucking
love
hate
it.
them so
But
much,
also,
dude.
that's the type of shit that like most people don't know.
No, why
don't
would you know
the
that?
workings of that shit.
Why would you know that? Unless you're paying attention,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know that.
Well, dude,
But I don't know how anyone can't know that streaming is just bad for musicians.
Well,
Like, it's bad for the
it's
artist.
It is.
It's good for getting attention.
Oh, it is.
And some okay, you can say like more bands are more popular now. And I'm like, yes, sure. But the internet was going to do that anyway.
Right.
Streaming didn't need to take all of it from them.
We're full
it could have just.
circle here because like you can stream all day long.
That's true.
But and like y'all were kind of talking about this like on another episode I was listening to, but like you can make your record sound phenomenal, like on a digital platform.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because recording's easy. It's like bap, 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 oh, and then you can pause.
Yep.
And then like okay, I'm gonna do some reads.
Yeah.
You
Oh, you can do it
Then
literally
you can
note
go-
for note.
Yeah, note for note. You can play your whole record, right? And it sounds phenomenal, right? I know there's bands that I know that do this, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Then you see them live, and it sounds like a fart.
Yeah.
And they can't play their
They can't play
instruments.
an instrument,
They're not
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Their drummer's off time, and that's like to
Hey,
me.
hey, off-time drummers. Yeah.
Listen, buddy, I've seen you play for years. You're a good drummer.
One of my favorite memories
Yeah.
is us playing the last Saints show.
that was fun.
And you texted me, you go, dude, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing right now? This is crazy.
Y'all blew us off the stage, dude.
Well, that's how we view things. When we go into a room,
I
we're
loved
like,
it.
we're best friends, but for that 30 minutes we're up there, it's
Do
just
your
middle finger city. Like,
Don't-
everyone
hey.
needs to die.
Oh, dude, listen. Here's the thing. I don't care who we're playing with. Get up
That's-
there and do your freaking thing.
That's a hell of a moment, though, when your buddy texts you, like, what is happening
What
right
is that
now?
meme
Like,
that everybody does? Like, you know,
yeah,
you're doing
the
good.
stink face.
Yeah, you know they're doing good.
When your friend gives you this,
Yeah. No, but dude, y'all are killing it. I'm looking forward to that record. It's gonna be good.
I
So,
can't wait to get all the details out. April 1st. No, February 1st is the announcement.
Okay, sweet.
So
I'll keep my eyes.
we're gonna
on the
announce
socials.
everything on that day, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like probably multiple. Probably the first time we've ever done multiple posts.
Are y'all going? Are either of y'all going on tour this year?
Nah, he might. He's working on something.
Hopefully.
With
Well, he's
our
going to
boys up
South.
in
He just
Fayetteville,
can
or-
we say you got accepted for? Can we say that?
That's not tour, but yeah.
He got accepted for South by for the media team.
For what is it?
South by Southwest?
Nice. That's cool.
That'll be fun.
And
That's
you're not
fucking
going out
awesome.
at all this year?
I don't know. I never know till the week
Did you
before.
get? Did the?
It just that's up to Jimmy's schedule.
Okay.
So their manager.
What about
is-
Norma Jean, right?
Like,
Huh?
Norma Jean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's both years he's done it. Literally a day before.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, the other one was about a
Just in
week.
case, and then,
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Did,
it's up to Jimmy's schedule because he's managing a bunch of. He does
Right.
a ton of
He's
shit.
like he's the merch guy. And
Yeah.
If he can't make it, then that's when it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
somebody-
Okay. Because I know
Both years
we
he's been
may
out
be
with
going
somebody
out this year.
I hope so.
There's some conversations about us going out.
Yeah.
And then like Furnace Fest is still up in the air for us. And I say us like I play in Living
You
Sacrifice.
should, yeah,
now?
dude. Hey, it doesn't
No?
matter. You're part of the team. Us is
Yeah.
team shit.
I guess so.
It is.
Yes, but also maybe you should, I guess.
What? What
Oh
about
no, you
them
can say that. I
playing
asked
Furnace?
Bruce.
Yeah.
He said they haven't reached out yet.
Yeah,
he said
I
maybe.
haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
Me
asked
neither,
him
yeah.
because he said, "Hey, if I had it, I'd give you the."
Right.
But we would already know because they announce them
Right.
damn near
Yeah,
as they're
they have
getting
an
them.
announcement soon,
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, hopefully this week we'll maybe I'll get some new music out. That'd be fun.
that'd be
I did dig my basses out.
fucking
Yeah,
hey,
I
dude.
dug them out,
That's
started-
a nice old man step. You pull it out, you're like, clack, clack.
So you're just like,
How are they not mounted on your wall?
I did that for a while, but they just collected dust.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
you end
and
up cleaning them more when you
Yeah,
play them.
and it was like they look
so now they're
cool.
collecting dust in a closet somewhere.
No, they're in
Well, the case is
They're in my
collecting
tour
dust. Listen,
cases,
dude.
bro.
Listen,
No big
dude.
deal.
The case is collecting dust,
Right.
not the guitar. Trust me.
It definitely is.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I know those arguments.
Well, dude, it's like every few years I get the bug, like we were kind of talking about earlier, where I'm like, yeah.
I wish you. I mean, you're so good at. I mean,
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. That actually means a
you
lot.
know, the
'Cause
energeticness.
I'd like
and-
considering.
and I think you'd fit in with this new market of things. Like it's the energy shit is back.
I like
The run
well,
around, hop around, jump around shit.
Yeah.
It's all back. It's not just stand there like a knot on a log. It's like fucking.
I mean,
you
dude,
better
there's
be-
nothing wrong with a shoegaze band. Like I love a shoegaze band, but like, dude,
I love a shoegaze band.
But when I go to a show, I want to see a show. You know what I mean?
Depends on why I'm there.
Right. No, if it's if it's Unwed Sailor, like I took my son.
But like we
to
just
Unwed-
had Big Cloud. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and
they're
oh my
shoegazy
God,
as
dude.
fuck, and they're fun as shit.
And dude, I have not made one of their shows. And Drake cuts my hair. And
Yeah,
we
you
talk
should.
and they're so good. And I'm just like, I need to go. And every time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. And then it's like 8:30.
They're very good. I actually told them on here. I was like, every time y'all play, I can see me singing. Like I fucking
Yeah,
love
they're
that
good.
band.
They're
Like
a
I
good
would
band.
be the front man for a band like that.
Yeah.
For
But dude,
sure.
I want to. I'm glad. I like to see energy. But that's where like, and I know I may be like pooping on people's shoes here, but I hated Gent because it's like it's like oh. I was like, listen, I've been listening to Meshuggah since '96, guys. You know,
Yeah.
no big deal. But like, there was no. I mean, the music was good, but there wasn't a lot of energy to it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some Gent bands that I think they're absolutely.
Well, there's the ones that
phenomenal.
do it, and then there's the ones that just fucking excel at it.
Right.
And those are usually, the cream rises to the top. You know,
Right.
like that's the
Yeah.
whole thing, and
Well,
that's forever.
Yeah, it's everybody.
But
Yeah.
but
I was in that. I
sometimes-
was in that group that didn't quite rise to the top.
But you were trying. See, that's the
did.
weird thing. It's
Thank
just
you.
you didn't get enough of the thing, even though 10,000 people in there, but it wasn't 10,000 people for you.
Oh, they know they didn't come to see us, dude.
So that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? You
Came
got
to see
so
that
maybe
bum, bum,
maybe
bing,
y'all would have
bing,
been better instead of 10, maybe y'all would have been better off suited at the 1,000 cap doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Or at least with the band that you could definitely outperform. Like that you can bring heat
Right.
to and
Well,
garner like attention like this.
Well, I think Saints, one thing we did excel at was we were good live.
Oh,
we were
fuck yeah, you
really
were.
good live.
Yeah, I know.
And like, we may not have been.
I saw y'all a bunch.
we may not have been like the techest band, but you know what I mean by tech is like we couldn't we were off sometimes because of how good we were or how hard we went live.
Yeah.
But again, it was the whole you
There's a
guys.
balance with
It's the balance.
There is a
Exactly.
balance,
It's
yeah,
like if you can hear I want to see guys throw guitars.
Right.
I'll listen to your record at the house.
Right.
And
Throw
I'll.
the guitar and play it at the same time.
It is. I know because I
But
never
you should
played it. I
learn
always
how
just
to
threw
do
it.
That's right. Hey man, bass is its own thing.
Well,
dude.
I mean, it's funny because Arthur from Sacrifice, we were talking, we were on the road last time, and he was like, I had a dream, dude. And I was like, what are you, Martin Luther King? I mean, what is this? I totally support that view. What's up? And he was like, no, I had a dream that you were you got back into music, man, and you were like doing all your old stuff
See?
and having a great day. And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
all
Well,
your
see
all your
ya.
friends are all your friends are around you going, he's why?
Dude,
Why?
okay, so let's top this off here.
Okay.
The hard. Well, no, I'd love to stay and keep talking. I just don't know who wants to listen to me talk for this long. But my thing
Who-
is,
me. So
okay, well,
fuck 'em.
perfect. Yeah, all right, thank you, Corey. That's why I like you, dude. But my thing is it has to be substantial,
Right.
For
I
me
get
to
it.
do it,
I get
right? It's got to be substantial because
Because it has to drag you away from a lot.
yes,
Yeah.
it has. So mine has, and even when I walked away from that Scream the Prayer tour I was talking about earlier,
Right.
I had to walk away from that tour because it was like I was hearing things weren't good at home, right, with my
Right.
wife, and I had to have a hard conversation with those guys. Was like, listen, I didn't marry my wife to get a divorce.
To hang out with y'all.
To hang
Right.
out with you. And as much as I love hanging out with everybody, it's like if it's home,
then it's home.
And it's home, right?
At least you're honest about
and
it.
it's
Because
even
a lot
like
of
that-
guys get into that and they don't know how to
balance
that
Right.
or respect one way or the other. Because maybe the marriage isn't good, but maybe
Well, dude, I guess I've always had, and this may be a bad way to look at things, but like my thing was always, it's gonna come to an end eventually.
Right.
Right.
Well, it is.
It's not gonna last forever. And, we can't all be
there are
sacrificed.
100 bands.
Right?
There are 100 bands that it got to last forever
Right.
for, and it ain't ours.
When I told him that, I was like, look, this isn't gonna last forever. I was like, enjoy it while it's here.
Right.
Right. And so for me to do something now, it would have to be. And I don't mean substantial as in like, I've got to get paid this amount. It's got nothing to do with that. I have a career, right? That's how
Right.
I make my money.
It would
right?
just have to meet your criteria.
Well, it would have
Your
to.
set of
One,
standards.
it's like I would like to do it with my friends.
Absolutely.
Right? Like I'd want to play shows with my friends.
Gotta be people I love.
Or it'd
Yeah.
have to be like a Furnace Fest situation where it's like, it would be like you were talking about earlier, like it would be what do you call those? Like bucket list things.
Right.
I never
Bucket
played
list.
Furnace
That's
Fest.
right.
If I got to play Furnace Fest,
my
I'd come out of
God, I
retirement
would
in a
fucking-
heartbeat.
I would poop. Oh my God, I would poop.
You would poop like the time I played that first big show.
I
Just
would
walk out
fucking-
there.
I would straight doo-doo all over the floor.
I'd doo-doo in my girl
And then
jeans because those
play-
were very popular when
Yes,
I
they
around
were.
that time.
We all wearing them, baby. We all wearing them. Don't
I
worry.
probably shouldn't have. It's probably why it took us so long to have kids. I ruined myself with those jeans.
Yeah, well, you could just opt out like myself. Just be like, you know what? I'm too irresponsible. At least I know it.
Yeah, well, that's
I knew it. Even
know-
my wife, when we got together, we were like, should we? And we were like,
that's okay.
Neither one of us should
There's
be.
something good about honesty.
yeah.
But again, it would just have to be like I would totally get together and play a show with friends.
Absolutely.
Like if it was like
Do
because
it
we're
fucking
close
twice a year, 3 times a
Yeah,
year. Who gives
I
a
would-
shit?
But like I told when we kind of started kicking around the Saints thing again, I was like, dude, let's just do a record. Let's just do an
That's
EP.
it.
I was like, let's just write
It's all you have
let's
to
just
do.
write 4 or 5 songs.
And you can do that from your bedroom. And you don't even have to
100%.
go to, wherever. Phoenix.
Well, and here's the and this is probably I'm probably the problem, and I'm going to do Taylor here. Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. But like the problem is like to me it has to be done a certain way, right?
yes.
And it's like digital's great.
I don't want to put my name on if it's not.
Right. We recorded the last Saints record, and Simon Pettiford, the guy that like produced that record for us, did a phenomenal job. He did that record sounds so good to me.
So good.
It's a great record. But I think it lacked personality because of the way we did it.
See?
And
That's only something old people can understand.
well, dude, not really. Because Terminal Nation, I have a lot of conversations with those guys because they refuse to record digitally like that. Like it has to be mic'd up amps.
Right.
And like Chase has to have it. He plays his actual
I'm
drums. Now, if those
there's
drums are replaced,
something about the human
element.
touching the
Yes.
thing and the electricity going through the body into that
It
pick up
gives
this
it
design
personality.
to take in.
Yeah.
Because once it hits the computer, it's all ones and zeros. But
Right.
the chain it takes to get to those
Yeah.
ones and zeros, like those records from our parents' era, they're gonna last forever. There's a
Right.
reason they're gonna last forever because it's human to human the entire way down the chain.
Yeah.
They're just undeniable.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is
It's
like
like-
if I did it, we would have like. There's nothing wrong, and
But you can still do that.
We can, but like in order to do that, it's going to be substantially, or it's going to be expensive.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh,
There's going to be some
I
money
just
involved.
did it, brother.
Oh yeah. So
it is
and I don't-
expensive.
I don't mind spending the money on those things.
Right.
But it's like the other problem is the last record we did it really fell on Alan. Like Alan wrote pretty much the whole record.
Oh really?
And like, but we had to do it that way because we couldn't get together in a room.
Such a sweetie.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal guitar player, great
Yeah.
musician. And
Great musician.
Like to give him total props, he pretty much wrote that whole record.
That's badass. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I feel like that record missed. I think we missed the mark from what we used to do because there was no personality in it.
Right.
Where
Y'all were
not
just-
not saying that we weren't there because it very much was a Saints record. It's a little different than what we used to do. But like you've got Corey's touch that
Yep.
always gave it personality, and got my whatever bass playing.
Right.
Gave it a certain personality. And Dylan, he was with us. He's
But you
the one-
record like that, you don't have time to add all that stuff. You
Right.
kind of just play into what
well,
is
and
there.
not just that, but like, dude, we didn't have the opportunity. And again, giving Alan all the props, we didn't have the opportunity because used to we would get in a room, somebody, and we did digital back in the day.
Right.
But we would do digital for pre-pro.
Yep.
And we'd say, okay, so this is an idea. We'd jam the idea out, and then we'd say, okay, well, let's try solos here, or maybe I'll do a drum fill here. And it gave it the personality.
Right.
We just weren't able to do that.
See, we got lucky.
Yeah.
We were poor, so we had to sit on the record we had and just play it 1,000 times.
Right.
And as the time goes by, you know that the 2-year later version is the better version than the record version. That's why the band plays it live the way they do, because they found a way to make it even better.
Well, that's the other thing is, like, if we did it, I would want it to be done that way, because when we played it live, it would sound like the record.
Exactly.
And we wouldn't have to deal with backing tracks and all this other stuff.
Worked it all out.
Which those things are great. And if you do those, like Silent Planet does it, and they do it very well.
Yes, they do.
They do their backing tracks very, very well, because they still have a personality.
Silent Planet fucking rules.
Man, that band is awesome.
Their live stream, did you watch that during COVID?
Yes. They're
Holy shit.
That band's good.
It had no business being that fucking wild. I was like, what did they film this in?
Well,
this is insane.
That's one of the newer bands that I've kind of gotten into.
Yeah.
And newer meaning 2000, whatever.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, I'm old as crap. But, like, dude, I actually went and saw them a bunch, and I kind of, Garrett and I would talk. And it was like, you know, I'm old school Tooth and Nail Solid State. He was like, really? So he kind of figured out, like, I was in like a Solid State band, so when I would see him next time, we just have small conversations and things like that. Yeah. But I told him last time I saw him, I was like, not that we're best friends, you know. If he saw
that guy
me,
will talk to anybody.
Oh, he will. He's
so
a
cool.
sweetheart. But dude, like, I was like, I love you guys because there's the passion there, right? And I'm not saying the digital age is killing passion, but the digital age is killing passion. It's killing passion for music.
Well, it's like because it's the. I always say it's the Moore's Law, man. We're searching for infinity. Like, we just have to be the most thing. And there's always going to be people pushing the needle. That's how we got where we are.
Right.
We got from the fucking Beatles to fucking... I just watched a hardcore band from Tokyo, Japan 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That only got there from here because people go, oh, it can get like... Because Beatles, people hated them. They were like, they're the devil.
Right.
That rock and roll music is going to send you straight to hell. And now it's like, if you could take a sound bite from that band back to the 50s, people would... They'd burn you alive.
Yeah.
You know? So, like,
Salem witch trials.
it's just searching for that. We're, you know, humans, man. I can do it better, faster, strong. And computers just give you that ability to hit all the things. And now you're seeing guitars come out with 400 frets, and they're all fanned out. And micro notes. Have you seen these micro note guitars? Yo,
I don't even want to know.
You want to melt your fucking brain get melted?
No thanks.
Look that shit up.
I'm sure it's amazing, but it's just not my thing, dude. I mean,
but it's the pursuit of just more.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with pushing the envelope, because I remember, like we were talking about Korn. They're playing 7-string guitars, and I was
Still
like,
are.
I know, but I was
Still
like,
ripping ass too.
and I was like farting.
No.
Oh, playing music.
I say things stupidly, and then Kurt's gonna tweet them.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm just getting at you. But yeah, I remember I was like, 7-string guitars. That's stupid, but they sound cool.
Not me, bro. I was fucking day one.
I loved Korn. I have all their records, not all of them, but like their early records, I have them all.
You should check out some of the new shit, dude. They're back to putting out some heat.
I'm into it, but anyway, like them, and then you see Unearth.
Right,
ripping
just
7
fucking
strings,
murdering
just
7 strings,
absolutely killing it. And I was like, that makes sense.
On a full bottle of Jägermeister too. Those dudes, I don't know how they're alive.
I don't either.
I truly don't.
I don't either.
I've worked 2 shows with them, and both we were like, someone's dying for sure. Someone's gonna die tonight.
Those dudes went hard,
like, dude.
And I never toured or really
So
knew those
fucking
guys,
hard.
but I heard story. You know, we knew like Throwdown and like guys that are familiar with those dudes, like Dave and all those guys from Throwdown. Great to see them last year, by the way. That was fantastic at Furnace Fest. That was.
I missed it. That was
You
day
missed them?
one.
Oh, they were good.
So I was stuck at a table the whole time.
Yeah, we got to hang out with Dave and them because we hadn't seen them in forever. It's funny because now we all get together and we put on our reader glasses to talk, and it's really funny. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, let me look that up. And you're like,
Yeah. But, dude, like, I never.
You know you're old when you search your phone like this.
Yeah. But I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, yeah, those guys, stories from those dudes. And, you know, it's just like, I don't know how those guys lived.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I had to work with them, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
This is nuts. The only other closest thing, and it wasn't even drug-induced, it was just they're that crazy, was Dillinger. I thought he was going to kill people at the
Greg?
Village. Yeah, he climbed those trusses. You remember those big pylon trusses? Those weren't rated for people, dog.
They're not.
And he was first 30 seconds up the fucking thing and hanging upside down. And I was like, this is it.
Dude, I saw
Someone's getting fucking hurt.
Dillinger in 2002.
I was wrong, but thank God I was wrong.
Yeah. He had hit himself with a microphone so many times, he was bleeding.
Yes.
And I was like, what is going on here?
Where was that?
Furnace Fest.
Furnace Fest?
Furnace Fest 2022. No, 2002.
2022.
I'm good at numbers. I'm good at math.
Hell yeah. Same. Dude, I don't know.
So
when
also why I
anything
can't
happened
play
anymore.
gent. I can't do math.
When I did those rock stocks, I did them for 5 years. And we did, like they gradually got bigger. And finally we did one where it was like, that's cool, dude. End on a high note. But that confused me. What's up? Sorry.
It's all good.
I'm all fucking water-brained.
You need to quit hydrating, dude.
I don't know if you saw me a minute ago, but like my ears started doing this
did.
weird, funky fucking
I
thing.
thought you just had tinnitus like I do, where they just go. And then they
That's
stop.
24/7.
Yeah.
Like talking to you, talking to Curtis, just like in the back of my head, just.
And my wife makes fun of me for that too. She makes fun of me a lot, but she'll be like, look, I'll be staring at her, and I'm like, I can't hear a word you're saying.
It's starting to happen to me
Yeah.
all the fucking time. I have to, whatever, if there's another noise, I have to be like, we have to stop this, and
So
I need to focus.
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
It's not just you,
I was
bud.
just fucking stroking
No,
out.
dude. There's that ring in my ears all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's 24/7.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's the most used word in my house. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible. It's
My
awesome.
wife's a
Weird
saint,
thing
dude.
about it that's not normal for people because like almost everybody we know probably suffers.
Oh,
from that.
sure. Yeah, we all have it.
I don't know how many shows I've played. Probably 1,000-ish. Up in the thousands. But, dude, my ears are shot.
Shot.
Because, dude, in clubs, you can't, it's not like big venues where you have a sound guy. It's like, yes, we'll turn that up a little bit. It's like they're just like,
Yeah, crank that shit.
yeah, they don't know
And
what they're
you're-
doing, and you just got to
and you're
turn your
2
amp
feet,
up.
You're
Yeah.
2 feet from it.
Yeah.
That's gotten better too.
What?
Jack, like sound guys, like being notably good, but people love to shit on the guy who's learning too, which that's weird. It's like, hey, I'm the sound guy. It's like, yeah, it's his first night. Of course,
Yeah.
he's not going to do good. He should do bad.
Right.
But you, as a musician, should also understand that and be like, all right, man, like we're going to suffer through this together. I
If
don't
you're
want
a
my
professional,
no.
you
That's,
should
but
know how to operate in a situation that's not
That's
optimal.
right. That's right.
So none of us are at a level where we can pay a sound guy to come in and do
Dude,
their
I
own
watched
thing.
a fucking show with goddamn. It was a bunch of bigger bands. Not Seven Dust. Seether was like the main.
Oh,
not
okay.
Seether.
Yeah, yeah.
Seether. And their fucking tour guy, their like main dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only reason the show happened. The people who brought the PA and shit, they had just a guy with a credit card who went and bought all the PA and didn't know anything. The lights, nothing. But this dude knew everything. This guy ran the entire show, and I was like, oh my God.
Sound guys can make or break.
Like, you are a god at this.
So did you see, and I'm not going to say the name of the band,
And
at Furnace Fest this year that everyone wanted to see and everyone walked
so,
out on?
no, but because that was after the band I was running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they'll figure it out. Yo,
Yeah.
I've been on fuck them for a long time, though. That's dumb. They stink.
Fucked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was droves.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because
I'm going to write it.
because my oh no, we know.
Like I probably know. But
It was the worst show I've ever seen.
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so bad, dude.
I did see them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, it was the what the fuck happened?
I don't know. That was one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life.
From anybody.
Yeah.
Not
it
just
was
a band at that
terrible.
level.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
And dude, that was one like I had check mark.
I
I'm
was
going
like,
to watch this show.
I cut a
watched it
set
from the
short.
stage, so I didn't hear what was coming.
I was right. Oh, okay. Well, I was at the sound booth,
Yeah, I was
and whew,
like behind.
like literally, I was sitting there with my buddy Adam Peterson. You know Adam, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Yeah, you know Adam. You guys are photo friends. But
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
like Adam, you know what's funny is Adam used to be you. He was like the guy that would go take pictures of shows. But dude, I was sitting there with him, and we both looked at each other, and we were like,
I left, dude.
We
I
did
left,
too.
yeah.
Boston. I actually, Boston. My son,
It's
my
funny you
oldest
were
son, was
there.
with
You
me
must
at
have been.
Furnace Fest.
Were you in the sound booth?
Yes.
Okay, I was right behind it.
Okay.
I was on that railing
Yeah.
watching,
on
and
the
I was
side,
like,
right here. Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, oh no.
Well, and I brought so I actually left my job working, and I was like, hey, I gotta go see these guys.
Right.
I've never seen them. I gotta go see it. They're playing this. I gotta go see
I gotta
it.
say, I've seen them twice. That ain't whatever that was.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Well, okay, that makes me feel
They're
better.
usually always praised, like as one of
Yes.
the better sets of shows.
Well, that's crazy because like I took my son. I was like, son, you've got to watch this band. You've got to, because Boston's getting into all this music
Yes.
now, and I'm
Which
like,
is
hey,
so
you've
cool.
got to go see
Your
this.
son was there,
He was with
which
me.
is so fucking
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Well, it's hilarious. I was telling him about some of the stuff we may have coming up this year, and I was like, "You want to go with me?" He was like, "No."
Dad,
No,
I
I
couldn't
don't.
even sleep. That was.
Have you seen that picture of him
He was
sleeping in the
wrecked,
merch
dude,
box?
yes.
he was
was
asleep
wrecked.
in the merch box. He was so upset. And I warned him. I said, "Son,
It's
you're
gonna be the most boring shit in your.
I
whole
told him, I
life.
said, you are about to see what tour actually is. You are about to hate it.
He ain't gonna be in no band, dude.
No. And I told him, I was like, and he was just like, literally, he was like halfway through. He was like, can we please go? And I was like, we haven't even played yet, dog. No. No, sir. We haven't even played
He
yet.
doesn't even understand how. And he's like, and this is every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
You have to
Hurry up
do
and wait.
All of this for a 30-minute segment.
That's right.
Right. Dude, people.
And a 30-minute segment, me and you ain't even gonna see.
Right. Dude, the funny thing is like, there's not a lot of people, because I wasn't that big of a deal, but there's some people that have told my wife, like, what's it like to actually be married to a rock star? And my wife is like, he's not a rock star. There's no way. But
This man was building Legos 3 days ago.
yeah, he literally was building Legos with no shirt on.
Yeah.
I could see his back hair. He's not impressive. But so I digress. Anyway, God, I don't even know what I was gonna say. But dude, anyway, he just wasn't having it. He's like, I
Yeah.
want to get out.
Oh no, you could tell.
Oh no, tour. So like, some people, like I've had, people in the past, which I'll be honest with kids, like, that ask me, that know that I had some kind of whatever career, whatever you call it. And I'm just like, and my advice is always like, go tour,
That's right.
go play live whenever you can and however you can.
people.
That's how you meet people. That's how you get better.
Connections are still the number
Yeah.
one industry standard,
Right.
baby.
But I tell people, they're like, what's tour like? And they're like, you must have had so much fun. I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I hated it. I did not like doing it. And they were like, well, what was it like? I was like, well, it's easy. You wake up at like 11 or 12 that you slept in a parking lot and like Walmart in like, New Mexico somewhere.
It sounds
Yep.
late, but you didn't go to sleep until 4.
Exactly.
Right.
I was like, then I get up at 11. I drive 5-6 hours. I
Yep.
get to a venue, and they're like, "Are we gonna have a sound check?" Well, no sound check. Okay, all right. I gotta go get food. I've got $3.50.
Yeah.
Where can I eat? Okay,
Yeah.
Taco Bell or Wendy's. Those are my options.
Does the venue have food? Oh, they don't. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then they're like,
we
"Will
do,
you?"
but none of it's for the bands.
Right? Yeah, we have food.
And you gotta
but you
pay
have to
full
buy
price.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
It's $20.
Right? No, thank you.
Damn.
Cold chicken strips.
Yep.
Yeah, well then it's like, then I'm like, all right, then I wait around all day long, and then I play, and then I wait
Do
to
it
get
all over
paid,
again. Yeah.
and so I don't
Sometimes hours.
I don't get counted out till 1 or 2 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and then I get on the road and drive as far as we can until we can't drive anymore, and then I rinse and repeat.
Yep.
And somewhere within a week span, we might be able to get a hotel and take a shower
Right.
and sleep in an actual
If
bed
you're lucky.
if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Get a Super 8 or a Motel 6.
Unless you're with me and I'm like, I'll be in the ground. You guys go have the hotel.
Dude,
I
yeah.
have wanderlust. So, like, I love to go places and
Yes.
just be, like, immersed in the thing.
Yeah.
So, I love it. But that's because I have, like, this insane urge to just go see everything.
Well, dude, you've got to make it fun because it's so boring.
It's so boring.
It's so boring.
But it's easy for me.
Well, I think the funnest thing we did, what'd you say?
A lot of downtime.
A lot of downtime. But it's like there was nothing to do. But the funnest thing
Right.
we used to do was just play stupid games
See,
in
I
the
make
van.
shit to do. I'm one of those dudes.
Did you ever play the sandwich punch game? I think we've talked about this
Fwop?
before. Did y'all call it FWAP?
Yeah.
We called it sandwich punch.
Okay.
So, like, if you didn't cover your food
Yes.
with some kind of item, you got smashed.
That's right.
And I have seen some of the most
Philly
angry...
was on here from Norma Jean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he knew that game, and I was like, "Holy fuck!
Everyone
Finally,
did
someone I can fucking like exchange
Yes.
stories with."
Dude, I have seen some of the most angry dude. Oh, do you know
Dude, it's
Dean?
the only food you get.
Right. You know Dean from With Blood Comes Cleansing?
I don't know him, but sure. Yes.
Okay, so
I
we
know-
were
I
on
know
tour.
who he
We were
is,
on
yes.
tour with Blood Comes Cleansing one time, and Dean was the second singer.
Can
he
I
was
steal one of these?
Yeah, go ahead, bud. Yeah, I'm
Thank you.
good. I'm good. You provided them. No, you can't have one.
Well, Kurt has his two that we stash away.
Okay.
So I didn't want to steal from Kurt.
But I literally thought Dean was going to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He was so mad because it was like you maybe get one meal a day,
maybe.
like maybe,
and hopefully
if you're not
it's good.
sharing it with someone.
Right.
And if you get a bad one, it ruins your whole day.
Dude. Oh, Philly was on here talking about he'll get 4 bean and cheese burritos, and that's like 3 days worth of food.
Dude.
And he'll store them in
Del
his backpack.
Tacos?
Yes.
Yes. So, dude, when you go like West Coast,
Yeah.
you can get back in the day, you get a Del Taco meal for $3. You get 2 bean burritos and like some roasted potatoes or whatever. So, like I would cut them in half.
Yes,
And I was like, okay,
that's
well,
what he
here's
was like.
lunch, here's dinner.
That's right.
And then can you imagine leaving a bean and cheese burrito in a van in the desert?
Whatever temperature it is outside,
That's what
add to it.
Yes. And dude, anyway, I could tour stories all
you
day long.
You like twice cooked bean burritos from a fast food restaurant. Also, it's not twice cooked; it's forever cooked.
Yeah.
because it didn't stop cooking because you took
It's
it.
been on the roller for a week. Yeah. Ooh, good times. I don't miss those. Well, that's what I.
That's the part you miss.
No.
That's the addiction.
No.
That's what I miss. I miss those crazy ass that kind
Like
of shit.
I said, it goes back to what I said
You see
earlier.
someone get their sandwich punched down, and you're like,
Did you ever
see?
play the bottle flip game? Not like the new bottle flip, where like
Oh,
if you're
you're
in a
talking
group of
about-
people and somebody would throw a bottle in the middle,
it's called No Dignity, right?
and you had to
You
jam.
had to keep it going.
No. This one we played where you throw it in the crowd, and everybody had to, no matter if you were in a conversation with somebody, you had to stop what you were doing and like
Oh no!
whip your
I
head
didn't
around
do
if
that
a
one. No,
bottle
that's awesome.
hit.
Drew Garrison and me, like at school, like I went to high school with
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
forever.
Well, my wife went
We
to the same
had-
school y'all did.
Yes.
Yeah.
At No Dignity was the game,
Okay.
and you would throw it, whoosh, and it was like a little bit of water, like just a little
just
bit
a
of
little bit, yeah.
and it would sail, and you had to keep the motion going. You couldn't just stop and then rethrow it. So like
had to
as
catch
it's
it and
coming,
smack
you had
it?
to throw it and just like whoop, and
That's
your
funny.
body had to keep moving. We would play that game for fucking like through breaks, through lunch,
Yeah.
for months. That game was so popular.
Yeah.
In our
Well, that's probably how it
courtyard.
went into like tour stuff because but the
Probably.
thing was if you didn't rock out,
those headbang games were so fun.
yeah, if you didn't do it, you had to do push-ups. But so like that's how we kind of stayed in shape. It was like if you missed it, you're like, oh. Do you know Chris Rottier from?
That name sounds way
He
familiar.
is the singer for like Moss to Flames.
Nope.
Okay.
Name sounds crazy. Maybe
Well,
I
he was
just
in
know what his
we
name
toured
is.
with him when he was
like
in a
Moss to
Graceful.
Flames.
He's a singer
Oh,
in
a
Amoroso.
Graceful. Yeah,
he was in
yeah.
Amoroso.
Okay.
Okay. Dude, I thought that dude was gonna kill me one time because we also had a tape. We also had a tape throwing game. So we would ball up. You use
Fuck that. I hate that. We
We-
did that when I worked in flooring.
Yeah.
It's crazy how
It
hard painters
hurts.
tape. It's
It
a
hurts.
baseball.
Yeah, dude, I whacked him in the back, and I thought that, and he weighed like maybe $110 back then, soaking wet, and I was like, this kid's fixing to murder me.
Yeah.
He was
Dude.
furious.
We had that game. God.
Yeah, well, sometimes it got out of
I
control.
watched a
but-
guy throw a tape ball through a wall.
like a drywall.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's how tightly wound it was. And like somebody like,
Well,
did one of these motions
Yeah.
and like ducked it and it went pow. And we were like,
our thing was we would throw it to knock down merch displays.
you motherfuckers.
So we would like
That's
would throw
so
them at
dirty,
We
dude.
would throw them at each other's merch displays, or like try and hit the tip jar and knock the tip jar over. So sometimes people would get in the way. So anyway, good times.
We got to hang out more, dude.
We do. It's been a while.
Can we just not do it like on, well, we can always do it on podcasts.
Yeah, we live in the same town.
I know.
Yeah.
We're bad friends.
We are. We really
20-something year friendship. How far have we
We're
gone?
probably like 8 hours in.
Yeah, about.
Oh no, let's stop.
Are
We
you
gotta-
serious?
Let's stop.
All
That's
right.
too
I'm
much.
not serious.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, that's too much. It's got to be over 2 hours. We probably need to stop.
220.
Okay, let's
Okay,
stop.
that's perfect.
That's good. We
Yeah,
can
that's
do that.
exactly
Let's
right.
Stop here. Well, thanks for having me on, Corey,
Absolutely.
and
but
sharing
I would say plug
ridiculous
stuff, but
I don't have anything to plug.
I'm old now.
Yeah, well, if you ever come to a Living Sacrifice show on tour, tip me. That's what you can do.
I will. I will.
Well, so just keep your eye out.
will
Saints
be.
still has some social medias out there.
They do.
We don't do a lot with it, but
dude, I would be anything I can do to facilitate.
the only thing I would say about like Saints or Soul Embrace is if people want to hear it, just let us know you want to hear it, because that's going to drive us to do it.
Right.
You know, because you know, if like I said, it goes back to like if no one wants it, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Because I'm just doing it for me. Right. Which is kind of cool, but
you can do it for you in your bedroom.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
We could make a real big joke out of that,
You
but
could.
we're going to leave it right there.
Kurt's going to tweet that out later.
Thanks.
We're on YouTube. Like, subscribe.
Yes.
Twitter, CrashCastPod1. Everything else, CrashCastPod. And thank you for listening. Peace.
I was trying to hit the other camera.
Hell yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for having me, dude.
Thank you.
I love hanging out, dude. Team.
Is that still recording? Hell yeah.